Hello, my fellow ninjas of the Hidden Leaf Village. Yes, I am wearing Anko Mitsurishi cosplay today. I was putting this outfit on and I was like, who do I look like? What does this outfit remind me of? And yes, do you remember? She was the shinobi who ran... Which part of it? Was it the second part? It was the second part of the Chunin exam. Oh, and I loved her. She came in after... She came in after the exam portion. And she like burst through the window and was like, it's time for my exam! And everybody else in the room was like, what the fuck? That's how I want to come into every day. I want to come in with the what the fuck. Yeah. If you're not coming in on a what the fuck, I think you need to come in again. Come in again. No, Anko Mitsurishi. I had to Google her this morning because I was like, I don't remember her name. I can't remember her name. Not off the top of my head. Oh no, Jolly Juker. Someone else called me Jerker. I know, yeah. Yeah. It's, you know what? When you're online, that's definitely one of the dangers of being online. Is that people are gonna see what they want to see, and I think it has to do with, you know, that sort of like brain teaser thing where you can have the first letter of a word and the last letter of a word, but all the internal letters of that word can be mixed up inside of it. And at least this works in English. I don't know how this is in other languages, but at least in English it'll work. You can still read the word as long as you have the first letter in the right spot and the last letter in the right spot. And so with the word juker, especially because juker isn't a word? Wait, is it? Is juker a word? If it is, I'm not familiar with it, which is absolutely possible. I don't know all the words. I can't know all the words. But jerker definitely is a word, and it's such a common word. Such a common word. It's more of a gaming term. Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. Or like a football reference, like in all right, okay. Oh, well, here's my like next sort of misogynistic question. Was it a man or a woman who thought you were Jolly Jerker? KP, hi V. I hope you're happy today. I think so. I had so much difficulty falling asleep last night, which like we all know that sleep is like king. Sleep is the like most important part of your revitalization for the next day. And so I was laying in bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to sleep, and then that stresses you out more, and then that makes it harder for you to sleep. So I eventually was able to fall asleep, and then I had this dream that I was a nanny again. I had a dream. I've worked as a nanny before. I had a dream that I was a nanny again, and in my dream I was taking care of maybe one or two little boys and their dad, and he was a single dad, and he had his son, at least one son for sure. There was other little kids running around, but I got the sensation in the dream that maybe those were just friends, and those weren't necessarily my people that I was supposed to be taking care of. And the dream was not incredibly stressful. Sometimes these dreams where you find yourself in the middle of a job can be pretty fucking stressful. But this one wasn't so bad. The dream dad was pretty cool and chill. The dream kids were pretty cool and chill. But the thing that really stuck out to me in the dream was that their house was full of bugs. It was awful. Their house was full of teeny tiny little gnats. And this is a dream house. Thank God this was not real life. I think if this was real life, I would have had the presence of mind to be hey, if your house is full of bugs, your kid can't stay here. But you have that sort of dream logic where you're oh, I guess this is perfectly normal in the context of my dream. So there was bugs all in the house, But at the same time, yeah, it felt like almost like a natural, normal thing. Very, very strange. Yeah. You have no idea how happy I was to wake up and be like, oh, thank God, I'm not a nanny. Oh, thank God, I'm not a nanny. I don't need to go try to, like, enrich this child's life while simultaneously trying to distract them from the fact that their parents are not trying to enrich their lives. I think I mean, I liked being a nanny. I really did. I think it was great training for one day if I ever want to have my own kids. In that, like, this song's a fucking This song fucking slaps. This is called Inferno by Ronin? Runin? Roonin. Inferno. The hardest part about being a nanny was just recognizing that I'm doing the things that the parents should be doing, but because of capitalism, must crush capitalism. It's like, your parents can't afford to spend time with you. I'm sorry. They pay me to spend time with you. Heartbreaking. Jolly Juker said it was a woman. Yeah, that makes sense that, like, she would read the word juker as jerker. And maybe not know the sports terms as well. I know that's, like, terribly fucking racist. Terribly fucking racist to be like, oh, sorry, not racist, misogynistic. Whoops, oh my God. Only black people know sports. No, that's not true. That's not true. There's lots of white people and tons of Asian people, lots of brown people who love sports. Are those all the colors? Who knows? Oh yeah. I actually managed to fall asleep pretty fast last night, although I woke up early, like always. Rightus, do you like it? I love waking up early. I like went through a phase where I would just like naturally kind of wake up at like 5 a.m. and then I would just spend a few hours every morning with all the quiet, all like the delicious, sweet, quiet nature around me. The city slowly waking up. Those are nice, like those days. What does STG mean? So, toggling gurneys. I can sleep anywhere. It's my own positive trait. Oh, I'm a nap queen. I love a good nap. Oh, I swear to God. Okay, that probably makes more sense than whatever the fuck I just said. I love taking a nap. Yeah. People sometimes have sleep issues during solar storms, though there's not many studies on it, though. What, did we get hit with a solar wind? Did we get solar stormed yesterday? Oh, yeah. That's good to know. Maybe I came by it naturally then, and it wasn't because I, like... In my head, I'm like, oh, you're having a bad night's sleep. You must have done something terrible to deserve this. Like, bitch, that's not how sleep works. Bitch! That's not how sleep works! Oh, thanks, bud. Yeah. Are you gonna wear the nanny outfit tomorrow? Oh. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so... We love to romanticize. We love to sexualize things. There's, like, the sexy nanny outfit, which would be Fran Drescher's outfits from The Nanny. Unfortunately, that was a TV show and not representative of real life. When you're like an actual nanny, you are wearing disgusting, filthy clothes that you do not care about because you will be vomited, pissed, and shit on by these kids. The nanny outfits are not sexy. They're not. And also, as a nanny, in my dream, this was like totally a non-issue at all. But in real life, when I went to go interview for the family that I nannied with for the longest time, they were a divorced couple. The mom was very sad and very shallow. And the dad spent the majority of my work interview for me taking care of his kids, basically just asking me like, why don't you have a boyfriend? What do you mean you don't have a boyfriend? You totally must have a boyfriend. You have to be lying about not having a boyfriend. How do you not have a boyfriend? And like, as he was sort of going on this inescapable loop of conversation, I was like, note to self, never be alone with this man. He also was like, oh, my condo building has a pool, so like you should just like bring your bathing suit and like we can take the kids swimming like every day after school basically. And I was like, yeah, I'll bring a t-shirt to wear over top of my bathing suit too. Really heavily patterned neon clownish t-shirt to wear over my bathing suit because oh goodness gracious. Yeah, you don't want to. Although I guess there's so like, who was Sienna Miller dating? And then, or they were married and they had kids and then he left and then he was banging the nanny. That's definitely like that's a path that some people take. I hate the idea of breaking up a family, having gone through my own parents' very toxic divorce, it's never going to be worth it. It's just like never, ever, ever even cross. I don't want to be a part of it. No, thank you. Hi, puppy dog. Hello, puppy dog. Where's your ball? If you bring it here, I'll throw it for you. But you have to bring it here. Yeah. Slightly big storm right now. We're at the solar maximum. Ooh, solar maximum. Yay, I know what I'm naming my debut album. Yeah. Huh? So gross. What a gross man. Oh, Rightus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I never was alone with him. The mom was really clear that she was like, V is my nanny, and she's like the nanny for me. She's not the nanny for him as well. So I was grateful for that. But then she also had her own very uncomfortable overstepping in that, first of all, she like did everything in her power to underpay me. Like really, really underpaid. She would hire me to go up to their like beautiful palatial Muskoka cottage, and I would be up there with them for days, and she would be paying me minimum wage as if I was working from 8 a.m. to about 4 p.m. I found out later, because I became friends with the previous nanny of that family, that when the previous nanny of that family would go up to the cottage with them and spend like days with them up at their cottage, she was getting paid $500 a day. She was getting paid like huge fucking bucks. And I didn't know to ask for it. I didn't have the like internal strength to go for it. Yeah. And so once I realized that they were like really devastatingly underpaying, taking like terrible advantage of the really deep connection that I had with those kids, it was so disappointing. It was so disgusting. But it also taught me how to take advantage of adults, and that's why you're here, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah, that family. Yeah. It was wild. It was so disheartening to realize how much slack I was picking up and receiving like literally no support in the effort of it. It was just really, really hard, like really, really hard to swallow. And so I felt good when I was able to quit. It was definitely a highlight of my life. To be like, okay, well, you can underpay somebody else and they'll do a much worse job than I did, and I hope you miss me when I'm gone. And I wonder how they're doing now. I do. That's right, James Benden. That's fucking right. Yeah. So yesterday we were talking about the passing of Jonathan Joss. He was the voice actor for John Redcorn in King of the Hill. He was also the casino owner in Parks and Rec. And there's been now like, I don't even know if it could be considered conflicting reports. But the story that was told from the perspective of his husband who survived him was that their house was burnt down in January, suspiciously, and like implied that it was possibly done out of hatred for their gay relationship from their neighbors in the neighborhood. But yesterday, as I was looking up information about the entire scenario, as I think hundreds of thousands of people were doing online, millions of people were doing online yesterday, there were bits and pieces of information coming out that it might have been possible that Jonathan himself inadvertently burnt down his own house, and so that element of the story might not have been exactly as his husband described. Oh yeah, that's right, Fire Hydreigon? Fire Hydreigon? Hydreigon? Fire hydrangeas. Oh good, I love hydrangeas. The neighbors are saying that he was the one who was responsible for his house burning down. I saw people online linking to an interview that apparently had Jonathan Joss himself saying that he had brought an outdoor heater into his house and might have left it on. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't click those links. My heart was breaking. He had just been shot and killed. I felt really uncomfortable. That's right, Fire Hydrangea. That's fucking right. Felt really uncomfortable in that moment watching interviews with him so soon after his passing. And also there is just a sort of like really deep, intense discomfort with looking into the validity of someone who's dead's story. Like, he paid the ultimate price no matter what happened to his house, no matter how it came about that his house was burned down. Even if he did burn down his own house, that would never fucking justify shooting somebody. Especially while allegedly screaming fucking homophobic slurs. Just an absolute fucking nightmare. I live in Canada. I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I feel like I need to reiterate that, not just for you guys watching, but also just for my own sense of safety, my own peace of mind. In that, I think I touched on this a little bit yesterday, but we have this idea that becoming a celebrity insulates you from these types of what seem like common occurrences of hatred. Oh no. Oh no. Your place is here, right here, doing exactly this. You need to add a 0 onto the end of that for me to even think that you're worthy of genuinely responding to. I'm just gonna keep ignoring you, you stupid little pig. Hi, Shed. How's it going? How's your day, Shed? Are you a shed like the garden shed in my backyard, where I keep my lawnmower and my hoe? Or are you shed like my cat's fur when the weather gets warm? How many other sheds are there? I can think of garden shed, I can think of shedding clothing. And wait, now that I'm saying this, why are they the same word? What is the etymology of this word? And is there a connection between those two things? Or is it one of those things where it's no, English is just a mishmash of a bunch of different things. And those two words, although they are the same, have nothing to do with one another. I guess I'd never really thought about that. There's a ton of words that are like that, where it's this is the word for this, and that is the word for that. And it has nothing to do with each other. It's just a coinky-dink. That's the same word. But I also think it could be, it's either or neither. It's both and neither. Okay, that's the right answer. I also think it's entirely possible that they are connected. You are shedding the excess fur that you have, and then you have a shed for the excess tools that you have. Something about shedding means there's an implication of excess. Nom Enor says, by the sound of the family dynamic, probably divorced or unhappy. Oh, from the nanny family. Well, yes, yeah. The mom, the mother made choices that lots of people. Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Oh, yeah. I'm so good at snapping my fingers. I've even been practicing more on my left hand, which I felt like I wasn't as good at before. Yeah, that's great. So it was 6 years total between the mother of the nanny family meeting this man getting married, having 2 kids, and getting divorced. All of that happened within 6 years. And while she was explaining this to me, I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Oh my God. You met him, they dated for a couple years, they got married, they had 2 kids in like quick succession, and then divorced. In 6 years, it's just like such a fast turnaround for such a huge, and then I guess that's the really like mind-blowing part, is that they did in like about half a decade what most people would spend maybe more time. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I just have this like really antiquated. There we go. I got it. 4th, 5th, 6th times the charm. It's a really antiquated idea of like you need to date for a long time. Like Linda Belcher says that. You can't get married after only such a short time of knowing each other. You have to date and live together for at least 20 years. And like that's a huge fucking exaggeration. Obviously, you don't need to date for 20 fucking years. But oh, good God in heaven, it's crazy how quickly you can go from being really sure, really, really enthusiastic, really in love, to all of a sudden being like, this is not working, this is unfeasible, this is the end of the line, this is the end of the line, damn. I love your hairstyle. Oh, thanks. You like my hair? Gee, thanks. Just bought it. Yeah, I'm a ninja today. I love being a ninja. I also believe you need to date for a bit. Personally, how my relationships have gone, it's at least 2 years before considering marriage. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Dashing. Thank you, Dashing. Then also, I know so many people who met, fell in love, got married, and are just insanely happy in what they've got going on. Oh, Riku, thank you. Yeah, that's an insanely good point that I made about sheds, and that's an insanely good subscription that you gave me. I love it, thank you. Dr. Friend's parents met, got married because they got pregnant in like within 3 months of knowing each other. And they had oh, Twitch added some new ways to add bits, it seems. That was an accident, but you're welcome. Oh, thank you. It's okay, it was only 5 bits, so it's like 5 cents American. Hopefully that didn't bankrupt you, my love. Mazda says, I also like your hair and outfit. Good. Good, yeah. That's I do too. Oh, Jay. Jay, thank you, Jay. Welcome back. Hello, my dudes and my dudettes. I don't want to assume that you have penises. Mostly because I assume your penises are so unimpressive, they would barely even count. That's right, Bal, you tell him. I saw this in Ashley's stream for like about a month, but Ashley's an ambassador, so she gets new features early sometimes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Give her everything. Give Ashley literally everything. Give her the world. Oh, what's good, Delita? I know you love me. Yeah. And I know your penis is unimpressive. Literally, your penis is so unimpressive. Twitch chat was like, you can't even talk about it. You don't get to say it if you don't got it, bitch. That's right, puppy. That's right. Sencho, Kimber Jr. Kimber Jr., do you call your penis Junior Junior? You must have this many inches before chatting. Or a real impressive set of balls. I'll be real with you guys. Sometimes, the penis is whatever. Sometimes the penis is whatever. I say this as a proud bisexual woman. But the balls? Oh, the balls! The balls. Oh my gosh. The sagginess and then the tightness right before. the seam down the center, the bizarre scraggly hairs. There's a lot of personality in the balls. Maybe that's where it's stored. Personality is stored in the balls. It's not piss, it's personality. But then some of you have piss poor personalities, and so it might be both. This is when you guys start gifting me subs, because not only are you jerking yourselves off, but you're also laughing. So you're getting an arm exercise and an ab exercise. One ball is pee, one ball is personality. That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot, actually. Where's my friend? I only have one ball. We need to figure out which ball is, which ball he kept. Is it the piss ball or the personality ball? Hi, puppy. I see you have the ball in your mouth. Oh. I'm glad that that ball is not full of piss. But you're full of personality, puppy. Yes, you are. Yes. Yeah. Wait. You know too much. I do. I agree. I also feel like I know too much. Yeah. Go get it. Personality is stored in the balls. I heard it all. Yes. Yeah. That's a widely believed fact. Yeah. Oh, Squeak. Hi, Squeak. I love it. I love the name Squeak. This is before I was born. My parents, I think, adopted a cat that was pregnant. They didn't know that the cat was pregnant when they adopted it, and the cat gave birth to kittens. And they were able to find good homes for most of the kittens, but one of the kittens that they named Squeak was for whatever reason, just vicious, just crazy. And this was before I was born. That cat was a few years dead before I was born. Oh, Roystang, it's been a minute. Hello. But I remember I was playing in the backyard, hanging out with my dad when I was in elementary school, and I noticed that he had this really big long scar on his arm. And I was like, whoa, where did you get that scar from, Dad? And my dad was like, that's from Squeak. I was like, oh my fucking God. What did Squeak do? And my dad was like, Squeak didn't want to go to the vet. Ah. So now every time I see the name Squeak, I remember our traditional family phrase, which is, we never speak of Squeak. We never speak of Squeak. It's a great phrase. That'd be a great drag queen name. Never speak of Squeak. That'd be awesome. And next up, we have the drag queen who must never be spoken of. Hello. How is everyone? Yeah, see, Juice on Demand wants me to keep chat exactly where it is, and I mean, Juice on Demand's a real one. How can I deny that? Ravina. What's good, Ravina? Ravina's the name of the evil queen in Snow White, right? Maybe not originally, maybe not traditionally, but when they made the Charlize Theron, Kristen Stewart live action Snow White, she called herself Ravina. I thought it was such a beautiful name. Ooh, that's only a tier 1, you sad, disgusting, worthless idiot. That probably should have been a T3. I had a cat named Squeaky. Oh, so sweet. So sweetie for a Squeaky. I love it. I think it's very funny when people give their pets human names. This is my dog, Christopher. Oh, this is my cat, Jessica. Okay, cool. I really love the idea that, it's a pet. You get to give it a sort of pet-style name. Because I'm regular names are boring. Oh my God. I guess I just knew too many Jessicas. I knew too many Christophers. My hamster, Benson. Oh, that's pretty, I like that one. Benson's not as common of a name. I guess, now there's a few more Bensons. I'm thinking of, that guy who does all the flips. You know the flipping man? His name is Benson. Benson Flipping Boone. Yeah. How much for a tier 5? Oh, there's tier 5s? I don't know, you tell me, baby. I think you might have to give me one of your balls. Preferably the piss ball. Because I've seen that personality and it's shit. My dog Lestat. Sounds familiar to you? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That's a great one, actually. I love that. Wait, is it Lestat, like, after the book character Lestat? Or is it Lestat after the film? I know, because they feel kind of different. Like, I've read Interview with a Vampire. I've watched the Tom Cruise. I watched the first season of the AMC series, but I didn't get into the second season. I don't exactly have an answer why. Sometimes your attention span just gets a little wishy-washy, you know what I mean? I also am a big fan of delaying gratification. I love a good delay of gratification. I love saving things for, like, you know, when things go wrong and I need a good pick-me-up. Oh, we're done throwing the ball. Balls are passé. Now we're on to the dinosaur puppet. She loves the dinosaur puppet. It's a great toy. It's a stinky dinosaur puppet. Yeah. I need to watch the second season of the show. To be honest, I watched it in Discord and then I just kind of forgot about it. Hey, this is like a really common issue that I think a lot of people are having with TV series. So, the next season of Stranger Things is coming out. And people are like, oh my god, it's been years since the previous season of Stranger Things and so much has happened. Lots of different experiences globally, lots of different personal experiences. And lots of people are like, I feel like I can barely remember what happened in the previous season because it's been years and years since this came out. Oh, you named your dog after the book Lestat, The Brat Prince. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. I've not even seen the second season. It's kind of interesting. I feel like the advertisements for the first season of Interview with a Vampire were inescapable, where it was like, oh, it's everywhere. They're really going like ham on it. And then the advertisements for the second season, I mean, maybe I just had my fucking head stuck in someone's ass, but I didn't see any of them. I was a little bit like shocked. I was like, oh, this is already out. I didn't even know. If it's on AMC Plus and not on regular TV, not so many people know of it. But now you can watch it on Netflix and get it on Prime. Oh, good. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And the long breaks really just like disrupt the flow of people's attention span. Yeah. I usually start rewatching while the new episodes come out, and then I binge the entire season at once. You gotta have a plan. You gotta start planning for your watching. Yeah. It's not just as simple as you sit down, relax, and enjoy it. You got, like, where's your spreadsheet? Is ChatGPT helping you with the timing of this? You have to use every tool available to you, my friends. Yeah, there's not as much marketing outside of the AMC platforms. Good morning, Skydor. What does Skydor mean? Is it like Hodor, but you're holding the sky? Skyholds. Oh, I haven't seen the second season of Stranger Things. Oh, yeah. Oh, and now they're on, like, the 5th season. You're real far behind. Yeah. I think I'm the same as you. I feel like I watched the first season of Stranger Things and then maybe got partially of the way through the second season and then was... Sometimes your attention span, sometimes your desire to continue on that journey, it's not always steadfast, and I think that's okay. No joke, I do a lot of planning for it, Joe Schmo says. I believe you, I knew it, I could tell, yeah. I have a whole phone note of shows to watch grouped by category. Yep, that's good. You gotta plan your relaxation. Yeah. I got bored in the first episode, I think. Aww. My name comes from my D&D character back in high school. Oh, nice. Oh, that's so sweet. Good choice, good choice. He said, I can stop if I want to, but I feel like that was a typo. Did he mean to say, I can stop if you want to? Because I'll tell you, you can't stop when you want. You are fully and completely under my power, and you have no choice but to do exactly as I say. Dive from the Crabs is saying that Seinfeld is the best written show ever. Oh my god. That would be a deal breaker for me, sorry. I'm not, I can't help it. The judgment just like jumps forth from me. I'm so sorry. I think if I read that in somebody's dating profile, I would just immediately be like, you are not the one for me. I'm so sorry. There are a lot of very funny moments in Seinfeld. Absolutely. But I have to be brutally honest with you. Jerry Seinfeld is the weakest part of that entire show. Kramer, Elaine, and Jason Alexander. Sorry, I don't know why I switched to his real name. They are the ones who really created the like exquisite vibes, you know? Yeah. And so at that point I'm like, it's such a stretch. It's such a stretch to be like Seinfeld is the best show ever, except for obviously Seinfeld, who is the weakest link of it. Why are your legs so white? Is it because of the light, or is there a liquid reason? So we're just gonna ban you because that's a really weird and rude thing to say. My legs are white because I'm a white person. Seems kind of rude to say that. I don't really care to deal with those types of people. There's a lack of social decorum that I am not interested. Yeah. You are so lucky that all the moderators are looking away right now. Should I ban them? Should I be the one to do it? Yeah, I never really did like Seinfeld. Oh, here, I'll ban this other idiot too, who just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. There you go. I'm gonna ban you as well. Literally nothing lost. Yeah. It's very weird. I feel like we teach children to not behave in that way. And so if somebody is behaving in that way, the childishness is just fucking exhausting, yeah. Juice on Demand says, Jerry sucks so much it makes it funnier. It takes you out of it. I wish that I could feel that, like, sucky, awful, nasty men are hilarious. But they just irritate me. There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing endearing. It's just annoying to me. Yeah, unfortunately. That's what makes it great, though, like taking Batman out of the Dark Knight. But Batman was in the Dark Knight. I don't get it. Oh wow, so hot. I look away for a second. It's okay, right? So it's Jerry Seinfeld beef overall? I think it's more that when somebody expresses the opinion, this is the greatest show ever, you learn from what they love, what they value. This is true of everything. When somebody says, I love this thing, this is my favorite thing ever, you learn from them what do they value. Because quite often the things that we love the most are the things that we find the most valuable to us. And so from you saying, I love Seinfeld, I think Seinfeld is the best show ever, I can recognize where your values lie. And if you're the kind of person who goes, well, I don't care if the main character is like a weird fucking pedophile, it's funny that he's an asshole, that expresses a very clear stance on your values. And those values are nothing like mine. Not even a little bit like mine. I would say almost the opposite of mine. And that, therefore, is an unavoidable incongruency in any sort of relationship or even understanding. If your values are completely different than mine, if you value things that I find repugnant, where do we go from there? How do I know that you would value honesty? How do I know that you would value decency? You're not giving me a lot of examples of how you value those things, but you have given me an example of how you value assholishness and revolting behavior. Yeah. I love that now this guy is like, I think you're looking too deep into this. Like, you're actually telling me I'm just thinking? Oh, girl, you're thinking about what I'm saying? You don't need to do that. Well, I think somebody should be thinking about what you're saying because you don't seem to be. I'll argue any day that Severance is the best written show. I would argue that as well. I would say that Severance is fucking tight for its writing, absolutely. Yeah. So then what is your best show ever? I don't think I have one because that's not something that I value at all. I love Sailor Moon. Like, I think TV shows are fun, but these are entertainment. It's a taste. And what I find tasteful and what I find valuable is going to change depending on a bunch of different circumstances. Which is why I also am like, it's anyone who's just like, this TV show that aired many, many years ago, this is the fucking one, this is the best one, is like, okay, so then you might have like some really static values, which is unfortunately a sign of low emotional intelligence. Your legs look great. What skincare do you use for them? Before you towel off in the shower, rub baby oil all over your body. Yeah. Sounds like she dodged a bullet. What are you implying? You're my favorite show. There's some value right there. There's a good value. How do we feel about the goat plot in Severance? It was very well done. It makes sense. The entire corporation of Lumen is very cult-like in the idea that there's an intense amount of secrecy, there is a very rigid hierarchy, there is a selling of your body to this company, literally like selling your brain to this fucking company. And the addition of the goat sacrifice fits in really, really well with that, and I think adds another interesting layer on top of the corporate cult. V values long transformation scenes and cool fights. Got it. Are you going to be getting a Switch too? Nah, probably not. Not unless they announce another Animal Crossing game, to be honest. What sucks is that I'm replaying Pokemon Legends Arceus right now on my original Switch. It's beautiful. It's like the Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli if that's how you like to pronounce it, of Pokemon games. It's so wonderful. I didn't even buy Scarlet or Violet because the graphics looked so bad. And recently I've been seeing lots of people posting about playing Scarlet and Violet on their Switch 2 and how much better it looks. It's like way more saturated. There's more spawning Pokemon, and interestingly enough, that makes me feel like I want to buy it less. It makes me feel like I want to buy it less. I don't like that. I think it's weird. I don't know exactly what better word to use for it. But I think it's weird that they would release a Pokemon game that they knew, it was an expensive game too, was like not gonna run really well on the original Switch, with the anticipation that, well, you'll buy this expensive game now for this console, and then you'll buy another expensive console to play this game. It's weird. I don't love it. I don't love it. Bloodline is a good show. It's a hidden gem, seriously. All right, guys, you heard him. Go watch. Do you mean unscripted show? I don't think Reno 911 was unscripted, was it? It seemed like they had some, pretty established skits and such. I love the big guy played by the Danish actor. He has such a bizarre lines with such conviction. Yeah, he's great. The Switch 2 in Sweden is like $100 more expensive than the rest of Europe. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that? Do you know? Okay. I mean, the Switch is going to be like a couple $100 more expensive in the United States because of all the tariffs too, right? The new Pokemon looks cool, but it's going to be released for Switch 1, so I'll stick with the old one for now. Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. I don't even have a Switch, but I may get a Switch too since the last Nintendo product I bought was in 2011. I love my Switch. I think it is my favorite like toy that I've bought in a really, really long time, maybe in my entire life. I really, really love the Switch. I think it's a great investment for how much I've used it. But also, I haven't felt like the urge to get another Switch. I haven't felt like it's been underpowered or that I wanted another one. It's absolutely possible that there will be some really amazing games released for the Switch 2 that'll make it all worthwhile, but we've yet to see that yet. It's a little bit like, I don't know, somebody's trying to like sell you a garden, but it's just like an empty plot of dirt, and you're like, wait, how is this a garden without anything growing in it yet? I need them to actually make it a garden before I'm gonna buy into the garden. Right now, it just seems like there's like potential. There's like a big, empty, good potential for it to be cool, but it hasn't actually come to fruition yet with the games that they've put out. Oh, VAT. I'm not familiar with the acronym. But this guy's response says that they have a 19% VAT, if I recall correctly, so Sweden's must be insane. Interesting, okay. What does VAT stand for us Canadians who are unfamiliar? Yeah. North Countryman said Suika game too? Also not familiar with that either. It doesn't seem that much better. I had a much higher expectation about the screen resolution. Yeah. The value added tax, essentially a sales tax for luxury products. I wonder what it would be like. GST is like the Canadian VAT. Oh, okay, kind of makes sense, yeah. I think it would just be so wonderful if we could wake up tomorrow morning and money just didn't exist anymore. Oh, speaking of, I'll snap my fingers for you. It would be so great if all of a sudden we woke up tomorrow and we had a different system of assigning value to people. Suika game is a very simple Switch game. A sequel to it would make little sense. And now, having explained the joke, it is hilarious. I think sometimes, North, when we try to be funny, what mostly comes through is just that we're trying hard to be something instead of just being who we are. I feel like you've been like working real hard to like be funny, and is a little alienating sometimes, where it's like, okay, I don't get the joke. Can you explain it to me? The joke is that it's a bad joke is so common. Oh no, I ran into this the other day too with a friend of mine, where they sent me a skit from SNL, and it's this like incredibly beautiful black woman, and she's like, I should be the host of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And then she stands up and she starts doing her shtick of like how she would host the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I was watching the entire skit being like, okay, so like this is leading to a joke. This is like a really long setup to something really like thoughtful or something really hilarious. But the joke was just that she was being a bad stand-up comedian. The joke was that she was telling bad jokes, and the joke was that the jokes were bad. And I guess this is like, it's like the like absurdist humor or the non-humor, which I think might work better on people who are suffering from undiagnosed and untreated depression. Because I feel like I used to sort of get those jokes. And then I started working really hard on trying to be like present and healthy and thoughtful and like not so depressed, to the point where I feel like I could barely function. And all of a sudden that like the joke is that the joke is bad is not funny at all anymore. Yeah. I felt really bad because it like created such a weird vibe between me and my friend, where I had to do the same thing where I was like, am I missing the joke? Am I not getting the joke? And he was just like, no, the joke is that she's like bad at telling jokes. And I was like, so the joke is that this black woman is humiliating herself in front of us? I feel weird about laughing about that. I don't know. That doesn't make me feel good. Seems kind of like punching down a little bit. Not that I think I'm like above a black woman, but that like, we're on SNL. It's not like well known for its uplifting of women of color on SNL. Unfortunately, a lot of the women of color on SNL have like received an intense amount of negativity and backlash. This guy, Tim Heidecker, used to do that. The name's kind of familiar. It was Amber Ruffin who was actually going to do the correspondence dinner. It's like meta, and I hate the meta. Yeah, it was a poor choice in the skit. This guy says, what do you think about redheads being the new black people? I thought that was a hilarious meme that black people were like, redheads, we accept you. Thought it was very sweet. Yeah. Rich Forever. She definitely wrote the skit, absolutely. I think that there's something rich that happens in the entertainment industry where self-deprecation is very, very popular. And you might be encouraged to do some self-deprecating humor because people want to laugh at you, and it seems like what you should do, but it's also... I think it's also just okay to be like, this woman is intelligent, this woman is funny. I don't want to laugh at her for being bad at her job. It's fun to poke fun at ourselves, absolutely. And maybe I just didn't get it in that instance. I know a joke. Do you know why the pyramids are in Egypt? Because they were too heavy to move to the British Museum. Oh, that's the fucking truth. That's the truth. I hate when women get hate for bad script writing. Men wouldn't even get close to the amount of hatred for the same quality. There's a lot of... just like a lot of general negativity towards people in general in the entertainment industry. I won a boss fight during that bit. Barbaric inspiration from V is OP. Yeah. It's unsurprising that hatred is the like commodity of the day. It first of all makes you seem very edgy to hate on whatever you want to hate on. Gives you a sense of superiority, and it also gives you a big dopamine hit. A big dopamine hit to find something that you hate and then to act out that hatred. It's the expression of our values. I hate this because I value better things. I will give Rian Johnson all the shit for The Last Jedi. Oh my god. Those movies were wild bad. Like wild bad. I can't remember the last time I was sitting in a movie theater and like clenched, like white knuckled on the seats being like, please don't make these two main characters kiss. Please do not make these two no! No, no, not the weird forced romantic plot out of nowhere. No, this is so crazy. Content creators fan the flames because it brings views. I'm gonna go ahead and just like add a tiny caveat to that, in that not all content creators are like that. Like, there are lots of content creators who are not fanning the flames of hatred, who are just putting out genuinely nice content, like Ashley Roboto and Pooper Noodle, and they're not farming hatred, and they're not farming like anger in that way. There's a very small and like obviously well rewarded section of the internet who do that for sure. But there's also tons of excellent content creators who are just showing up to connect with their community, to have a conversation, to play games, to just live their best lives. A good third of the movie was just dedicated to that love story. Oh my goodness gracious. It was... I came pretty close to walking out of it. That's probably like the closest I've ever come to walking out of a movie. Might have been the last Star Wars movie. Yeah. A loud minority are the ones fanning the flames. It's also difficult to judge them because this desire to be appreciated, this need to be supported by your community is intrinsically human. It's in our DNA. It's something that tens of thousands of years of our ancestors understood was incredibly important. You need to be accepted. You need to be supported. You need to be in the center of your own world and create the world around you. That desire and that urge, that like intrinsic instinct inside of us, obviously makes it good. Obviously it makes it real good and easy online to turn into a bad element, to turn into like the bad version of it. I'd go on a limb and say the majority of streamers don't farm drama, and it is just like a loud minority. True, and the minority flocks to the negative ones, pushing them to the top. It's also just a roll of the dice, guys. It's also just a roll of the dice. Many of our like favorite top content creators are not so different from people that you would walk by on the street, or that you had like in classes with you in high school or university. But fate or chance or whatever you want to call it sort of like reached out and gave them this moment for themselves. And we can try to dissect, like, did they earn it? Are they worthy of it? Are they doing good work to like earn their position? But the truth is, it's just chance. It's a lot of just chance. Like, there are so many phenomenal, hard-working artists that we will never get to hear from, that will never be given the appropriate level of fame to match their talent. There's an insane amount of talent just like bubbling all over the planet. But for whatever like small or insignificant reasons, people's attention is diverted to other people who might be less talented but are just getting more attention. It's the like inherent unfairness of the world, which is exhausting to have to continuously remind ourselves of, because for some reason, almost each and every one of us has this internal sense of there is a type of fairness in the world. Maybe it's because we see all these movies and TV shows where like the good guys win, and it feels like this is representative of people's lived experiences. But Unfortunately, it isn't. And that's a bit of an understatement to say, like, unfortunately, it isn't. It's like the nightmare of our existence is that the kindest, generous, most wonderful people are often the least celebrated. It's so heartbreaking. And then once you recognize that being kind, being generous, being thoughtful is very rarely rewarded, to the point where when we do reward people for their kindness and their generosity and their thoughtfulness, it becomes like headline news. There's a guy right now who went from his university graduation, high school graduation, college graduation. He went straight from his graduation ceremony straight to go work at Burger King because they were understaffed. And somebody like took a video or a picture of him wearing all of his graduation stuff, working like at the fryer in Burger King or McDonald's or wherever. And somebody started a GoFundMe for him, and it's like over $150,000 have been raised for him. This is newsworthy. This young man was thoughtful and kind and hardworking, and he's being rewarded for it. And that's newsworthy because it's so fucking rare. There's like articles being written about it because it's not the norm, even though we wish that we could be in the world where it's like, if you're kind and if you're nice, you get rewarded. It's exhausting. It feels so heartbreaking. It's just a roll of the dice on like how and when you're born. And then also just the like random happenstance of your lived experience. Whew. To be honest, if you're being kind for a reward, you're doing it wrong. I feel like I try to be kind because then, foolishly, I think that then people will reciprocate the kindness back towards me. So in a way, it's like, yeah, I'm doing it for the reward of their good favor, or because I would like also the same treatment. That could also just be because we were taught, like, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And, woo! I'm learning to not expect anything. Rightus, is that true? Hi, Jard. How are you doing today? Jardaloof? This guy in chat is asking, why do I feel so weak? So probably because you're stupid and you accidentally typed into Invader V's Twitch chat what you meant to put into a Google search. I think stupidity often makes people feel very brave and very strong, but I guess it's possible that the opposite is true as well. I started as a temp in home healthcare, got hired permanently because I do the same quality of work as the educated people. That's wonderful. Oh my God. It feels so good to hear about somebody like getting good for it. Yeah. Yes, and then you look at the other end of the spectrum with the lady who said the N-word, and welcome to the internet, everybody. Oh yes, that woman who called a child the N-word on a playground, and she was also rewarded for that with like some money. Although I feel like I heard that they shut down her GoFundMe and she wasn't able to access that money. I'm not sure. Joe Schmo says, oh no, never tell V that you feel weak. Oh, because you think I'm going to take advantage of you and take your money? Yep. Yeah, look at me go, taking your money. Taking money from weak people. I'm definitely not taking money from people who are happily willing to give me their money. Nope, just me taking advantage of all the weak people who can't stop themselves from paying me money. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too. That's a dark day in our humanity. Yeah. Let's take our first break, friends. Absolutely. Stick around, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. came back after I posted my Instagram photo. Found the perfect music. Oh, Wimmer, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Wimmer. Yeah, fuck yeah. You're the best. And I have the breasts. And together, look at us go. And what more could anyone want than bests and breasts? I'm truly still shocked that in regular show, they were able to get away with Muscle Man being like, no, for a party to be like a good party, you need guests with breasts, and mine don't count. I was in university when this came out. I was like, or maybe even like later than university. So I was like older than the target demographic age of regular show. But I spit out. I was so shocked that he was able to say that, and they put that on TV. It's like, whoa, a cartoon character talking about like wanting to be around people with breasts. It was such a crazy, like a lot of cartoons are about characters wanting to be around people with breasts, but rarely are they so explicit. Very explicit. Really into it. Love pushing the envelope. Broken monitors. Wait, who says it? Muscle Man says it. Muscle Man says it. Rigby and Mordecai are like having a party. And they're like, there's no girls at this party. Oh, Owe Thray, welcome back. And then one of them points and they're like, that's a girl. And he's like, no, that's a dude with long hair. You need guests with breasts. And mine don't count. Well, mine would count. They do count. Broken Monitor says, I just tuned in because I remembered the COD montage. And oh my god, I was unfamiliar with your game you were cooking earlier. When we were talking about... I don't even remember what we were talking about. We were talking about, like, goodness and rightness being a shield against, like, hurt and pain and badness. Great photo today. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. The lighting is nice. The hair looks good. Artem says, he's right. You're always cooking. Yes, yeah. My pussy smells like bacon. Oh, wait, Thray, bless you. Thank you so, God, for distracting us from the terrible things that I am saying. Yeah. Shadrad, but it would be Canadian bacon or American? It's always Canadian bacon. It's always Canadian bacon. Absolutely. Steve says, then it's breakfast time. I'm sorry, did I hear bacon pussy? Oh, I love that back bacon. It's one of my favorite of all time meals is a pea meal bacon sandwich. I think maybe the like happiest meal I ever had was when I was a little kid, really, really little. I went camping with my dad, and I think this was like a time when my dad and my brother were estranged because the whole family is just like toxic and nasty and vile. So there's a lot of like, well, he wasn't talking to him at that point, but I was talking to him, and now I'm not talking to him, but he is talking to him. A lot of that. So it was a time where my brother was estranged from my dad, but I was still young enough that like I didn't know better, and my dad and I went camping, and we had like bacon and eggs for breakfast. Delicious bacon and eggs cooked over the fire. So nice. And then later in the day, we went canoeing. And the canoeing was an absolute disaster. My dad had no idea. Thank you, Falling Over Grass, and thank you, Jerry TV. Canadian Bacon? Which is better, the food or the movie? Oh, I've never seen the movie Canadian Bacon. Isn't that terrible for me? Oops. Yeah. So the canoeing was an absolute fucking nightmare. My dad, like, vastly overestimated his ability to canoe with zero experience at that point. He's, like, much better now, obviously. He put a lot of heart and soul into learning how to be an expert canoeer. But that first day was awful. It was so scary. We rented a canoe. We went out onto this little teeny tiny lake, but it was so insanely windy. We got blown way to the far corner of the lake, and it was so windy we couldn't figure out how to get out of it. Just so you know, I'm not gonna leave you without information. I'll tell you. If you find yourself on a lake with an intense amount of wind, and there's 2 people in your canoe, which there usually should always be. You can canoe by yourself as well, but it's good to have 2 people. What you do is you have the person in the stern, in the front of the canoe, go as far forward into the canoe as possible. Have them kneel on the ground right at the... No, wait, the stern is the back, the bow is the front. Oh, it's been a minute since I went canoeing and I'm getting them mixed up. Go up right to the bow of the ship, right at the front. And you kneel down in the front of the canoe, and you have the person in the back of the canoe come as far forward as they can as well, usually like to where the yoke is, which is about the middle part of the canoe, and you have them kneel down as well. This will put the nose of your canoe deep in the water, and it'll bring the tail of the canoe back up, and then the wind will push the tail in the direction that the wind is blowing in, and it'll put your nose into the wind, which will then help you paddle out of your stuck situation. I can't believe I got bow and stern confused. Starboard and port are like the easier ones to remember. Starboard is right and port is left. And the best and the easiest way to remember that is that there are 4 letters in the word port and there are 4 letters in the word left. That's it. It's very easy once you know that. That's like the greatest skill that you could ever have, is remembering which one is starboard and which one is port. Canadian Bacon is John Candy's final film role. Oh. Those movies make me especially sad. Those ones are a little difficult to get heart and soul into. Oh yeah. But my dad and I eventually figured out how to like paddle out of the corner of the lake that we were stuck in against the wind, and we made it to shore. And the first thing that I ate, the first thing that we did once we got to shore was like eat our lunch that we had packed, and it was pea meal bacon sandwiches. It was the leftover bacon from breakfast. And then just like, I think they were Portuguese buns. You know the Portuguese buns, they're really crusty, really flaky, and then the inside is so soft and so airy. It's amazing. And that was it. That was the best. When I think of my happiest and most delicious meal, it makes perfect sense. My endorphins would have been fucking racing. I would have been absolutely freaking terrified because we were like stuck out on this lake and the wind was so crazy and my dad didn't know what he was doing. It's just such a scary situation. And after those scary situations, you eat whatever you're gonna fucking eat and it tastes like the food of the gods. The food of the gods. I wonder if people who go skydiving often have this experience as well. That like you go skydiving and then the first thing you eat afterwards, you're like, this is it. This is the fucking best. This is so cute. So cute. I always confuse starboard and port. Today I learned. I don't know why when they teach you starboard and port, they don't also teach you starboard is right and port is left, because port has 4 letters and left has 4 letters. It's like Chris Farley's Almost Heroes and knowing that he passed during filming. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Also, rest in peace, Jonathan Joss. It just feels too... It just feels too awful to think about that, like, a gay man was shot to death on the first day of the world celebrating Pride. Because it's not just an American thing to celebrate Pride. We celebrate Pride all over the world. Having entertainers pass away is always really difficult. We have such like an intense, close relationship with these entertainers because they make us laugh. They put energy and effort into bringing joy and frivolity into our lives. Oh, Timeless Sun, thank you for 5 months in a row. I also can't help but feel that there's like a bit of stupidity, at least on my part. I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but there's an unreal nature to TV stars and movie stars where they become so conflated with their characters. And then characters can never die. Like Mickey Mouse is never gonna die. Donald Duck is never gonna die. Spider-Man and Batman and Superman have all gone through their phases of like, I'm totally dead. Now I'm back to life again. Hello, I'm back again. Jean Grey and Scott Summers from X-Men, they die and come back to life all the time. There's an eternalness to characters who we see on screen. And I guess that sensation of eternalness seeps into our perception of the actors. And it's very, very shocking. It's very, very discombobulating, I guess could be the word, to then have them pass away. And then I also think that's why people have the expectation that these actors should never age. There was like so many pictures, so many amazing high definition pictures of celebrities on red carpets all the time. And they're regular people like you and I. They have the same like root DNA. They have the same like the same life that we do. They have the same 24-hour period that makes up their day. But if we see them aging, it's like a betrayal. It seems unreal. It seems like they did something that they shouldn't have done because they're aging. I remember when I starved for half a day while moving because we had nothing, and the cheap hot dog tasted so good. Oh, and moving is so stressful as well. Moving is like such an intense added goddamn stress. I don't love it. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. No moving. Just let us all, sit down, relax, enjoy ourselves, have a good time, gift some subs, jerk yourselves off, do what feels right. Goku dies and comes back to life pretty often as well. Oh, that happens all the time in anime. Is it rude of me to say it happens a little too often in anime? I think the list of anime characters who die and stayed dead is shorter than the list of anime characters who die and come back to life. The obvious exception to that rule universally is if you're a parent of an anime character. If you parent an anime character, you're dead. If you're the parent of a Disney princess, you're dead. If you're any parent, you have kids, you're in danger of your child being the main character of a TV show or a movie or an anime, and your mortality just shot right up. Right, just death. Death is coming for you, baby. He's in the delivery room with you. It's not rude. Everybody fucking dies and comes back. Just typing with one hand is what feels right now. That's right, yeah. I can tell. I can sense it from a mile away. What you're doing with your nasty, dirty little hands. But also, I don't blame you. Do it if you can. Do it if you can. Our bodies will change on us. Will change right out from underneath us. And all of a sudden, you won't be able to jerk it for 4 hours a day to Invader V without a little bit of help from some pills or whatnot. In Gundam, if you're featured in a cockpit and not named, oh, you're dead pilot, absolutely. Are you wearing a red shirt in Star Wars? Sorry, no, Star Trek rather. Got my Star Wars and my Star Trek mixed up. If you're wearing a red shirt in Star Trek, no. Oh no, the red shirt. Hey V, how does a chatter schedule a one-to-one conversation with you wearing this exact outfit? 500 gifted subs. Yep. Yeah. How else would you establish the mutual trust and support that would be necessary to begin a genuinely intimate relationship, which is what's necessary to have that one-on-one conversation? Yeah. It sounds crazy, but it's just the way it is. If his hands don't fall off first. Woof. I feel like your cock is more likely to fall off than your hand. There's a ton of, like, nerves, tendons, bones connecting your hands to the rest of your body. Your cock is barely held on by anything. Barely anything holding it on. Yeah. Yeah, your jaw would be more likely to fall off as well, yeah. Oh, that was... When I think of the most horrific horror movie moments, The Grudge, in the American remake of The Grudge. I don't know if I've seen the original Korean Grudge. I think I might have. I think I did. And I think they might have had a very similar reveal where it shows the former caretaker of the family who lived in the house before the main character goes in. And the owner of the, like, caretaking company is like, "Oh, where have you been? We've been looking all over for you." And she's standing there in her ghostly way, and, like, the dripping sound is there, and then she turns around, and her whole lower face is just gone, torn off, and her tongue is, like, hanging down from her gaping, bloody fucking wreck of a mouth. Ah! It was so fucking freaky. It was so violent. It was so horrific. It was so fucking well done. The, like, gentle, quiet lead up to it, and then his horrified fucking reaction. That was great. I love horror movies. No, I'm not going to talk about another man's piece. That's okay. I'll talk about all your pieces. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that was instant. My moderators are fast. When they're not getting distracted by, like, their regular lives. When they're locked in, they're fucking locked in. Theodore says, oh, the "I won't walk behind a guy going upstairs because then you'll stare at his butt" comment. Oh, you guys, I can't imagine having the sense of myself being so fragile. Yeah. Right, this is like, I can be faster. I can do it even faster. Yes, I've seen him be insanely fucking fast, yeah. Because I like girls, you're mad? No, I think that what he's more pointing out is the sort of unnecessary stigma that some men have about speaking about other men. That this idea that if you talk about another man's body or another man's genitals, that automatically makes you gay, and automatically, for very inappropriate and nonsensical reasons, makes you less of a man. I think in my experience... Oh, Louise, welcome back, Louise, for 30 months. I find men who are comfortable in their sexuality enough to comment on other men to be more masculine. Sometimes it feels like when guys are like, oh no, I can never... Oh, Kaya! For 5 months! Kaya the Rock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, for 5 months? Really? That seems crazy to me. Where do those 5 months go? Time is a flat circle, my God in fucking heaven. Thank you for 30 months. Thank you for 5 months. I can't wait for your 5 months to be 30 months as well one day. Hello, goddess. Looking amazing as always. I feel like a ninja. I feel like a ninja. This is how ninjas dress. I'm a ninja. I think that men being able to appreciate other men, being able to, like, objectively, like, this guy is attractive or this guy has a nice body. To me, it seems like a greater sense of security. But that's just from my perspective as being a Canadian woman in 2025. I don't need to judge you guys on your insecurities. That's probably not going to help you with those. I can acknowledge that a guy is hot or even has a good-looking dick. It does not make me gay. No, it just means you're observant and that you've, like, seen the world around you. Rich Forever says, this reminds me of that dick shaman from TikTok who's trying to promote positivity between guys talking about each other's dicks. It is a privilege that women have, that we are free with other women to like talk about our vaginas, talk about our vulvas, talk about our breasts, our areolas, our buttocks. It's excellent. There's an intense freedom. Oh my god. In university, me and my girlfriends we're getting breakfast. We're like super duper hungover because we went out partying the night before. And we're sitting in like a local fucking breakfast joint. We're eating pancakes with blueberries. Delicious. And one of our friends was going through a really, really difficult time. She was completely unable to have any kind of sex with her boyfriend because she was having like lady issues with her reproductive organs. It happens to all of us at some point. And so we're sitting there and we're eating breakfast and she's going into detail. She's like, yes, when we try to perform sex, it's like his penis is doing this and my vagina is doing that. And then after sex, my vagina's doing this, and this. And then listen to what my vagina's doing days after we try to have sex. And for me and all of my friends who are sitting at the table, we're like eating our food. We're like, girl, I can't believe, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I can't believe you're having to deal with this all on your own. We're here for you. We love you. We support you. Literally anything we can do to help. But there's a person who's sitting on the other side of like the divider that has like the booths on either side of it. And this person is just like, is so horrified. There's no coming back from that. Just wrecked, just really, truly. In my mind, that person is still sitting there in that booth with like a horrified look on their face and their food halfway to their mouth. Just being like, oh my god, I didn't realize that I was getting a full gynecological play-by-play. Oh, Blood Skull Games, yes! 58 months! 58 months, Blood Skull Games. Thank you for sticking it out with me for... That's a long-ass fucking time for us to be together. I love it. I'm only hearing Kronk from Emperor's New Groove saying, nice oh my god, what? He does not. No. Ooh, Automod got you, Pasta. It reminds me of the Forsen clip where he tells Reckful to shut up. Oh, poor Reckful. I love that we have Forsen, like, banned in chat because we were having an insane amount of people coming in and just wanting to talk about him. And I don't know him. I've never seen his clips. I don't think I've ever met him. I'm not like a big, and it was just like every single day people coming in. And I guess what they were trying to do was hoping that I would say something that would be clip worthy and then they could like show it to him and then they could all come and attack me. I don't know. We're gonna keep his name banned because I'm almost positive that these gigantic, hugely popular streamers have their own communities that you can go talk about them in. And I don't think my sweet little community over here deserves to be inundated with those. Oh yeah, they would also just come in and say his name and nothing else, and it was not pleasant to be on the receiving end of. Just like, it's the same feeling as like somebody trying to make a joke that you don't get, and you're just like, I don't, you're alienating me in my own stream. Nah, his ears are another breed. Anything not him is cringe in their eyes, and it's super toxic. I mean, that seems pretty par for the course for most, like, for most communities online. People are really, I hope it's not rude of me to say this, but like quite tribal about who they like. And I think that goes back to what I was saying before, which that idiot in chat was too fucking stupid to understand, which is, if you really like something, this is representative of what you value. And something that a lot of people feel like, it seems like a lot of people are just like willfully ignoring, is that it's not anything in the world is more representative of this than what turns you on. What sexually arouses you, what turns you on, is almost the most closely linked to what you value, what your secret desires truly are. Sometimes our sexual desires are more true to what our like authentic selves want than what our like out loud desires are. A lot of people are like, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be a little bit taller, I wish I was a baller. And those desires that we hear from people in regular conversation are oftentimes quite influenced by what they think other people want. But when it comes to sexual desire, when it comes to what really turns you on, what really genuinely excites you, that becomes incredibly personal. That becomes very, very deeply linked with what you find the most exciting, the most attractive, the most enthralling. Which I think then is quite interesting how angry it makes people as well. So I'm here on my stream, I'm wearing this very sexy outfit, dressed like a regular ninja school teacher in Japanese culture. But it's sexy, it's like absolutely very sexy. I saw myself in the mirror this morning when I put on the outfit and I thought, damn, you look sexy. I love it. I value my body. I value the love and the care and the effort that I've put into maintaining my body. I love the way my body looks, and I especially love what my body does for me. It's sexy to me, absolutely. And it's really shocking to then come up against people who hate it, who just fucking hate it. People who are just angry about it. You're a whore, you're using your body, you're a sellout, you're a prostitute, you're manipulative, you're taking advantage of men. You're taking advantage of people who don't deserve to be taken advantage of, which is a kind of weird thing. It's like, well, then who does deserve to be taken advantage of? In one way, I try to just view it as these people view a different type of arousal as valuable. And it's okay that they don't view this type of arousal as valuable. But getting angry over somebody else's values is... I mean, we've fought wars that have killed hundreds of thousands, millions of people over our entire fucking history. Because you don't value what I value, then you are nothing to me. And I find all the justification I could ever need to annihilate you, to like literally annihilate another person. And we love it too. It makes me happy that you love it. Imagine getting mad at someone looking good and just discussing things. I mean, you can do less than that. You can do even less than that, and you can have people get even angrier. It's like the never-ending battle. It's the never-ending battle against, do I do what people want me to do? Do I do what I want to do? Do I try to find a happy middle ground? Air Patrick says, it's so weird. Splash says, LOL, wait, who you talking about? What do you mean who? Like, there's not like one person. Air Patrick says, dudes hate women for existing while obsessing over them. Oh, Squiddy Yee. Well, it's a year, Squiddy Yee. Squiddy Yee, thank you for the year-long adoration. It is the best year of you loving me. Yes, Mr. Schlang, we talked about this a little bit before as well. Getting angry at something is an addiction. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely it is. Correct. You get a dopamine hit from being cruel. You get a dopamine hit from being mean. You definitely get like a sense of like an ego boost from putting somebody else down, for real. Yes. Life pro tip, says Timeless Send. You do you because you only really answer to yourself. Facts. Big facts, yes. There was a Reddit post that was like, what do you most regret doing in your life? Like, what is the biggest regret that you started doing that you wish you could undo? And the top comment was, I wish that I hadn't spent years trying to impress the girl that I liked. I wish that I had spent that time just working on myself instead of working to impress somebody else. Anytime you put yourself out in public, says Pasta, some people are going to be toxic. It's a magnified 100 times online because there's no accountability. I read this little quote earlier, give a man a mask and he'll show you his true face. It's easy for people to get mad at anything, as if being happy and not caring is something unattainable. But that's the thing, Rightus. I think for lots of people, manufacturing their own joy is genuinely impossible, whether because their parents never taught them how to do it, society didn't encourage them to do it, or they didn't have the sort of internal light inside themselves to teach themselves how. I'm gonna make myself very happy by befriending the local crows. I'm really excited to befriend the local crows. Really into that. Really want to get good with the crows. They hate being obsessed over them, I guess. Oh, the men hate, yes, absolutely. They feel like they have no choice but to be infatuated and enthralled by the women. And that lack of choice makes them angry. Like, how dare you? Squiddy Yee, you would have to ask Hassan. I don't know what his personal experience has been. You have a good vocabulary. Yeah, my perspicacity is my favorite thing. Yeah, Streamberry. Yeah, Streamberry. Come join in the fortuitous, joyous nature of the stram. Air Patrick says, yes. Yep, I banned a guy from Reddit whose online presence was simply going around hating on women influencers and creators. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yep. That's like kind of one of the scary things. There's another thread on Reddit, and it was like, what job would instantaneously be a deal breaker for you for dating? And it was influencer. And I was like, oh my God, oh no, am I an influencer? I'm not trying to influence you. I'm not like telling you what products to buy. I never sell you products. I've never sold you products. Never, ever. I'm not trying to influence you on how you should buy. I just want your money so that I can pay my fucking rent and like buy dog food and cat food for my pets. Oh my God in heaven. But it made me nervous that I was like, oh no, am I doing something wrong? And then it's like, who gives a fuck if you're an influencer? Do you think that like working a minimum wage job and being shit on by your manager makes you a good person? Absolutely not, it does not. It does not. And it feeds into this idea that like, to be good, you have to minimize yourself. To be good, you have to minimize yourself. Any person who doesn't minimize themselves is an egotistical, narcissistic monster. Your earlobes are sensational. I have so much ear. I have gigantic ears. Thank you for noticing. I also agree that my ears are the sexiest part of me. Well, says Squiddy, there's just so much jealousy out there. I wish that we could be you, V. No, you don't want to be me. Trust me, if you could live inside myself and you could feel all the problems that I've got going for me, you would very happily jump back into your own body, I think. So is it now finally warm enough to go to the beach, go to the pool? Yes, I've been going to the beach. It's been so nice. My tan lines are amazing. I guess it's because of the lighting, but like, I look a lot more tanned in person than I do on camera, I think. My happiness is actually through my work helping people to be able to live by themselves and then having a leisurely private life. Yes, you're doing it absolutely fucking right. Yes. That's kind of what I feel like with streaming, that this is a place where you get to have conversations. This is a place where you get to sort of sense community, air your thoughts, air your feelings. I love it. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel like I'm helping people too in a way. Also, you jerk off real hard, and that's good for you too. I like your outfit. I came for the thumbnail, but I stayed for the combo. And you just wait, you'll be subscribed soon too, my love. The universal hatred for men online for anyone having an OnlyFans is crazy. Like if I see a post from a woman online who has her her comments are flooded with OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected. It's fucking crazy how dedicated they are to telling everyone that. It's pretty sad. It's pretty upsetting because the porn industry is obviously very, very popular and very, very well enjoyed, but it's also deeply predatory. There were lots and lots and lots of women in the porn industry who felt like they were being horrifically taken advantage of, who were being coerced into doing things that they did not want to do, and who were being pressured into performing things that they didn't want to do either. And OnlyFans gave women the opportunity to still create sexual content, but without the pressure, the coercion, the manipulation. And some men just fucking hated that. Some men just fucking hated that. It's like, I only like it if they're suffering. It seems to be the sort of underlying experience of it. Sports Gamer, the paragraph was a little long. I'm gonna do my best to read it. People want to be accepted, valued, and appreciated. When at the end of the day, as long as we carry these qualities within ourselves, that's all that truly matters. People will come and go every day, so at the end of the day, people-pleasing is essentially useless. Absolutely, yeah. Trying to be a people-pleaser is a fucking one-way ticket into feeling miserable. Just feeling miserable about who you really are. How? You're rich, beautiful, got a bunch of men ready to die for attention from you? I am not rich. I am not rich. He's one of my moderators. I am not rich. I do my work so that I can pay my rent, but I think it's very flattering that there's the perception of me online that I have like tens of thousands of dollars of disposable income, but I don't. I, like many Twitch streamers, wake up every day and you start at $0 and you work as hard as you possibly fucking can to go up from that $0. Yeah, I appreciate that you think I'm rich, but I'm definitely not. I'm not living in a mansion. I'm not taking tens of thousands of dollars of endorsements from companies to sell you things that you don't need, because to me that does feel like manipulation. And there is such thing as bad money. And I don't want to take the bad money. I would rather work my fucking ass off, work my vocabulary off to take money given willingly from my audience than money given sort of manipulatedly from corporations. Yeah, right. That's where OnlyFans has helped a lot. There's no predatory managers or the agents. Or there's less of them. The hate is going mainstream in Sweden. Custom adult content is being banned July 1st, including live. Oh, interesting. It kind of feels like they're just going to push women back into dangerous situations where they're being taken advantage of by pimps. We must have the control, V. Yeah. They also hate it because it's not free, probably. Well, there's like some pornography. There's some pornography that was free, and then there's some that's paid for as well, and that's always been true. Do you agree with the idea that porn is bad for people both mentally and emotionally? I mean, pornography, like drinking, like smoking marijuana, like playing video games, can be something that you do because it makes you feel good. It is a sort of treat for yourself after working hard or putting your energy and effort into other parts of your life. There is a huge fucking danger, though, of it becoming addictive and it skewing the perception of... I mean, I had lots of guy friends who watched so much pornography that they were unable to perform sexually, actually in front of a woman. But I'm not going to blame pornography for that. I think that has more to do with a lack of self-control, which is the main issue. I think a lack of self-control, which makes perfect sense. We have very, very little control of any parts of our lives. It feels so frustrating to then be like, oh my god, I need to try to control myself when everything else is so out of control. I'm glad you saw my message. Apologies, I didn't realize the word limit. It's just because, like, sometimes there's a couple people talking all at once and the paragraphs are a little hard to read, but we got you. Hey V, any chance of you posting pics of this outfit onto your Patreon later? Yeah, probably. You're rich in toys, V. Imagine how much those toys are worth. I mean, these toys are not worth anything because I've taken them out and played with them. I guess that's not true either. I suppose if I had to, like, sell all of my toys, I could, like, make a few $100s back, absolutely. Being well off isn't the same as being rich. Don't get it twisted. I guess so, yeah. I think one of the reasons why I don't feel rich and why I don't feel well off is because I don't have any familial or parental support. A lot of my friends, a lot of my peers, they have jobs, they're working really hard, but like their parents gave them $500,000 to buy a house. Or their parents are there to give them a loan if they ever need to. But I don't have my parents. It's just me on my own. If I don't have money for my rent, there's nowhere for it to come from. There's no safety net. And that automatically makes me feel like I'm deeply impoverished, because not having a safety net makes you feel like you're just floating alone in the ocean. It's been a really, really difficult adjustment, but it's also one that many, many, many of us have gone through. Subservient, but I want you to manipulate me. Well, that's why I put on this outfit. If you're too stupid to understand what the outfit is doing, that's on you. That is on you. Pornography is not bad, but the addiction to it is obviously bad. But that's the same of food. Food is not bad for you. Food is actually a very necessary element for life, but having an addiction to food will kill you. Absolutely. If you were rich, do you think 80% of your problems would be gone or nah? I mean, having financial security gives you an intense sense of safety. And having an intense sense of safety will invariably allow you to feel braver, to take more chances, to put yourself out there into positions that you might not have done before. In which case then you find your more true, authentic potential. You get to live your more vibrant life. For a lot of people, fear of not being able to afford their basic necessities, it keeps them scared, it keeps their lives small, it keeps them in a rut that can feel inescapable. Since you rent, you're not rich or well off. Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Yeah. I really love the outfit, thank you. You can gift me some subs so that I don't have to feel worried about paying my rent, and I'll keep putting on sexy outfits for you to enjoy. There's the give and there's the take. Deeply impoverished is a reach, but I get you. My goodness, V, you look extra hot tonight. Thank you. Oh yeah, time for our next break. Sam Dog says, I've heard that the Hulk is in charge of the Avengers Garden. I guess he really does have a green thumb. I'll tell that one to Abdullah the next time I see him. Hey V, how are you? I love the top, it's very cute. I love it too, it's so nice. There's bottoms that go with it, but the bottoms I think would have really pushed the limits of Twitch TOS, so I just stuck with the top today. But it's very fun, I love it. It's kind of difficult to get into. Imagine the tan lines I'd get from this baby. Intense. Absolutely intense. Okay guys, time for another little break. I'll be right back after I post our next Instagram photo. There. I made stream start for you. You're welcome. Gotta. I knew it, Pasta! Pasta, I knew it! I knew I'd win you over, Pasta. With my perspicacity and my other attributes, I'm sure it's all worth it in the end. Oh, yeah. Hello, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Woof. So apparently we're in the peak season of the solar storm, which is perfect. That adds an excellent... I think it's my favorite thing in the world when you get to, like, read a book or watch a movie and the weather lines up with it. I'm sub because I'm jealous of that thick, beautiful hair. Honestly, you can buy it yourself, too. Go down to any wig shop and just buy a clip-in ponytail. It's wonderful. I do have really beautiful, lovely, thick hair as well, but this is a clip-in ponytail. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm reading The 100,000 Kingdoms right now by N.K. Jemisin. Rereading it. I've read the series. There's 3 books in the series before. But I read them, I think it might have even been before the pandemic. It was like a while ago that I read these books. So it doesn't feel like the first time reading it, but it's the first time that I'm like actually remembering who all the characters are and actually putting the whole plot together. And there's a big part of it is it's a fantasy series. So imagine kind of like Game of Thrones, but with more magic. And the like general plot of this world is that in the beginning of the universe, the god of darkness was born. And he lived countless eons by himself, alone in the infinite empty void of the universe. And then the god of light was born. And in the instant that the god of light was born, he attacked the god of darkness. And they fought back and forth for like untold eons, and their fighting created like large swaths of the universe as we know it. And it's like they created and destroyed galaxies and planets and stars. And then in time they... Wait, now I can't exactly remember how she came to be. I don't remember if they decided to create their sister, the third god of life, or if she just like came to be kind of on her own. But then she created a very different type of experience between the god of light and the god of darkness, and you have to read it. I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically, the god of light he's like kind of a stick in the mud. He's like, I don't like change. The god of light doesn't like change. He likes things to be consistent and predictable. And the god of darkness is like, change is so good. Tons of things change in the dark. Caterpillars in the darkness of their cocoons change into butterflies. Teenagers in the darkness of their rooms change into incels. Sorry, that was a bad joke, but it's also true. And so the story is all about like the overwhelming power of light, and how having a really like staunch adherence to light and to like one way of being is stagnation. It's terrible. Awful, awful. And the fact that we're like in the solar peak right now, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, because I feel like this book is sort of in its like solar peak, where the god of light is the most powerful. He's like the all-encompassing power that like is the reason for all of the rest of the plot of the story. So the actual story begins with like a 19-year-old woman named Yena. It rhymes with Jaina, but it's Yena. And her mother was supposed to be the next, essentially, queen of the world. So because there was the god of light and the god of darkness, and then this goddess of life and creation who was kind of gray between light and dark, there was a big calamity, there was a big betrayal, and the goddess of gray was killed for being a betrayer, and the god of darkness was punished by the god of light by being like forced into mortal form. So in that kerfuffle, there was this woman who helped out the god of light, and then her lineage her lineage was rewarded by being essentially deemed the divine rulers of the entire 100,000 kingdoms. That's what the book series is called. The first book is called The 100,000 Kingdoms. The book series is called The Inheritance Trilogy. So Yena's mother was supposed to inherit this throne of, like, almighty power. But she fell in love with Yena's dad, who was, like, a prince of a much smaller, like, lower regarded country. And so she abandoned her, like, wealth and her status to live with her husband and to give birth to her daughter. And then time passes, the daughter grows up, the father dies, the mother dies, and then Yena is called before her grandfather, who is like the king of the entire world. And when she arrives in front of her grandfather, she's mostly just expecting to be murdered on the spot. Like, you're an illegitimate daughter, you're nothing to me. But instead, her grandfather says, you will be named heir. One of the heirs, there's two other heirs who are his niece and nephew, who are her cousins. And they've grown up in this, like, incredible, beautiful palace in the center of this gigantic, sprawling city, which is the, like, center of the entire world. And so Yena's like, oh my fucking god, how am I supposed to, like, compete with these people who have been doing, like, their entire lives, this, like, palace intrigue and this courtship of the people around them so that they'll be supported. But the gods are also there because the gods have been punished by the god of light. All the other gods have been, like, forced into mortal forms. So, like, you can slap them, you can hurt them, but they're still very powerful. They can still do magic. And so the gods are conspiring with Yena to conspire against her family. Her family is conspiring against her. There's so much intrigue. There's so much, like, there's magic. There's grotesque. There's, like, assassinations. There's this, like, really, really terrifying scene where they're, like, really, really insanely devoutly religious. And so, like, if you preach any sort of, like, heretical ideas about the gods, you're just, like, immediately put to death in the most horrible way possible. And if you try to fight the horrible death that is coming your way for being a heretic, then they'll, like, go and wipe out your entire family, wipe out your entire village. It's, like, very, very Crusades-y. Very Crusades-y. I love it. I love the perspective of, like, this poor young, she's not poor, but this, like, young woman being thrust into this completely unknown society that is so totally alien. Oftentimes in stories, they'll have, like, the straight man, who is, like, a regular person like you or I, put into these really, really outstanding, crazy worlds. So, in Futurama, it was Fry. In Harry Potter, it was Harry Potter. And in this story, we have Yena, the main character, who is coming into this palace. It's like brand new world where she doesn't know everything. She's learning all this stuff, but she also has her own very deep and rich history. And that's, I think, what I really like about it is that, like, she's definitely the, like, quote unquote straight man, but she also has her own deep history, and she comes from a really, really matriarchal society. So they talk about how in her home country's culture, where she grew up with her mother, where her father was from, that the women are considered the warriors of their society. The women are the ones who would put on armor and go fight off in war because a man's strength is better suited to protecting home and protecting the children at home. I love it. I think it is such a fun twist. It is so different. I don't read a lot of fantasy. I'm definitely more of a sci-fi person. I love me some good sci-fi. But for fantasy, this fantasy is fucking rich and lovely. It's so good. I don't want to spoil too much. It's really, really great. I also just love that in the middle of her being like, oh my god, I'm thrust into this crazy new world with all these backstabbers and schemers and unknown shadowy figures. She's like, I know one person who has been kind to me, one person who's been helpful to me, and I'm gonna fuck his brains out. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fuck his brains out, and we're gonna be cool about it. It's like, yes, queen! Fucking yes. I live for it. Fuck his brains out, girl. I'm listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl. I got into it because it was so popular, Seth MacFarlane bought the rights to it to make a TV show. Basically, aliens are causing the apocalypse and forcing survivors into dungeons with a leveling system. And it's also an intergalactic reality show. Ooh, I love that mix. I love the mix of like fantasy and also sci-fi. It does go so well together. It really, really does. Oftentimes because there's like certain types of sci-fi that are usually kind of like closer to fantasy, where like the science fiction is not so science fiction-y. The science fiction is just mostly fictional. Just like a lot of fiction, yeah. But then there's like hard sci-fi, where it's all very, very scientific. It's very comedic, Dungeon Crawler Carl is, but also bloody. It sounds like Seth MacFarlane's fucking jazz. It sounds right up his alley. He really leans in hard, and I'm grateful for it because I feel like it's made it more mainstream accessible. He really leans into that, like, it's nerdy and it's funny, but it's also like really gory and intense at the same time. Like the early seasons of Family Guy, I feel like had a really nice balance of that, where they would use like really intense physical comedy to the point of violence in a satirical way to sort of show the like creeping engagement that TV shows fall into. Where like, yeah, this is a TV show about Family Guy. It's just him and his family. But then we have these like super bloody, ultra drawn out, long fight scenes with that goddamn chicken. And Brian and Stewie, I feel like Brian and Stewie get a lot of like, get bloodied up pretty often. Yeah. That's good. I'm so glad to hear that there's like new stories that are going to be coming to TV instead of so many remakes. Oh my god. I know you must be sick of hearing about it because I think I'm even already sick of hearing about it. But the lust for money in remaking the Harry Potter series is a little bit jarring. I keep hearing about this Harry Potter series and thinking, there are so many good fantasy stories about young people overcoming adversity, using magic, discovering their lineage, like so many good stories. And Harry Potter had its time. It really did. It was so wildly popular, hugely popular, genre defining, changed the way that like children read for decades afterwards. It feels very frustrating to be like, you're remaking this again? You're doing this again? The original movies, I feel like they just ended. Soldier says, I love the outfit. Lots of style. Oh yeah, I know just how you like it, baby. Yeah, J.K. Rowling has to fund those hate groups. Oof, that's also so disappointing. She's creating, yeah, this like new group, which is meant on the surface to supposed to be like promoting women's spaces, but it's just an anti-trans organization. It's so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating. Trans rights are human rights. Our history as humans would be so much poorer if we didn't have our trans brothers and sisters. I feel like creative writing is so rare now. So much feels like virtue signaling, borderline AI written. Well, yeah, that's definitely, the AI stuff is inescapable, that's true. There was a woman who published a book recently who accidentally left in the AI prompt in the book, and oh my goodness gracious. Oh, if that isn't just the most 2025 thing you could imagine. Honestly, Harry Potter is kind of meh, plus J.K. Rowling is a vile human. Yes, yeah. I will not be watching any of that Harry Potter TV show, no sir. I just don't see, says Arizun. I just don't see why they need to rehash that story rather than tell new stories in that universe. Yeah? Yeah, exactly. And it basically just boils down to a lack of creativity. Like a lack of creativity from the producers, from the executives who greenlit this, that if you show them this is how much money the Harry Potter movies made, that feels like evidence that Harry Potter will make money. The difficulty is that if you show them a new IP and you say, this could make you so much money, they have to use their imagination to see how that would be possible. And I mean, those people don't get into those positions because they're deeply imaginative. They get into those positions because who the fuck knows why. Yeah. I can never support anti-trans stories. I can never support anti-trans sentiments. Yes. Trans rights are human rights. We love all of our brothers and sisters who have been brave enough and courageous enough and strong enough to live their authentic lives, no matter what anyone says. Maybe I should start the British anti-trans nonprofit to grift off J.K. Rowling. No, there will be too bureaucratic to do anything. A lot of bureaucracy. Everyone complains about remakes, yet still buys them. Well, I would disagree. I think you're conflating two different groups. There are definitely people who are complaining about this, and then they don't absorb that content. And then there are people who have not been complaining about it, and then they do absorb that content. So you're definitely talking about two different groups. And you can't blame the group that are complaining about it and abstaining for the actions of the group that is participating in them. That doesn't make any sense. I support trans rights is what I meant to say. Yeah, Soldier. Yeah. We got you. J.K. Voldemort would absolutely flip her lid if her kids ever came out as trans. Does she have children? I think she's married, but I don't remember her having children, but I also don't know a lot about her. I got an email from someone that at the end, it said, "Do you think this is the right tone for your email? Or would you like me to add some more details or flourish?" Bro forgot to remove the GPT suggestion text. Oh no, that's gonna be happening a lot more often. I haven't seen a single person defend remakes though. Well, I'll be honest with you. I also doubt that you've ever seen like a man-o-war jellyfish on the beach with your own eyes, but that doesn't mean that there aren't man-o-war jellyfishes. Your perspective does not create the entire existence of something. Random question. Do you always wear the toe ring? If yes, how does that work with shoes? It like fits pretty snugly with my feet. And I think because it's on this toe, which is like the least squished of my toes in a shoe, it's pretty okay. I think if I was gonna run a marathon, I would take it off. Oh, Asamilis, thank you. Good God, baby, that's just how I like it. Thank you. Yeah. Does she have kids? Doesn't she have 2 daughters? Is this the Mandela effect? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Wait, now I think I'm kind of remembering that maybe she does have kids? I can't remember exactly, but that sounds kind of familiar. To be honest, it's just like, you have a family. You have a husband, you have children. Why the fuck do you care about trans people? Chicken rilling, you said. Yeah, I did. I love giving bigots adorable nicknames, like Elon Musk. It's very hard to convince studio heads to make a movie nowadays that isn't like a sure, safe bet. Yeah, which means it's often gonna have to be deeply, like, predictable, unfortunately. Studios don't want losses and they don't want controversy. So, oh wait, actually, I would disagree about that second point. So the safe bet is a remake of a movie. I have kind of felt recently that studios have been manufacturing controversies in a hope to drive more people into the theaters. It seems to have like really deeply backfired for the most recent Snow White remake. That one looked like really, really bad. They also just deeply overestimated how popular Snow White is. They could have asked me and I could have told them, you do not need to make a live action Snow White remake. Snow White is very deeply loved by a small percentage of a small percentage. Like, hardcore Disney people are a percentage of people, but the hardcore Snow White people are like a small percentage of the big like Disney fans. And then adding in Gal Gadot is just like that felt like it had to be on purpose to drive anger and vitriol, because she's a terrible actor. I mean, is the issue even remakes at this point? I feel like it's just nostalgia baiting in general now. I know this is a controversial take, but it's something that is kind of exciting with AI becoming so popular, is that there's an opportunity for people to make original stories with high quality production values, and that's actually kind of exciting. That like with just your computer you could create what seems like a $100,000 or $100 million budget movie on your fucking TV, or on your my monitor's a TV, sorry. This monitor's a real monitor, and there's the computer. I hope that it will drive more creativity and sort of decentralize the entertainment industry, which is kind of the main problem. The main problem in like North America, at least, is that the entire entertainment industry seems to be centralized in Hollywood. And once you get a centralized system like that, the diversity is just incongruent with that. I think that's pretty much it, says Force Gemini rather. Whoops, tripping over my words. They see an easy cash in and they take it. Yeah, that was a terrible idea. At least in gaming, that's changing. Small teams have been running laps around the AAA studios lately. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Lots of good small studios like Expedition 33, made by like a very small group of people. Oh, definitely. Anyone remember the Gal Gadot thing? Gal Gadot has had her filming in London interrupted almost daily by pro-Palestinian protesters. Nature is healing. Yeah, it seems like it. The changes to Lilo and Stitch actually worked out in their favor. Lilo and Stitch, hugely popular, like really, really hugely popular. Also, like very much directed at children. I definitely understand why that one was like head and shoulders more popular than the Snow White one was. Snow White's kind of a difficult age to like market to children, especially in live action. Mostly because it's like, it's all adults. There's no children in Snow White. Like, Snow White's not she was 14 in the original, but like 14-year-olds look like fucking adults nowadays. And Rachel is not a child. She's an adult woman. And so they made like a movie with all adults and tried to market it to children. But Lilo and Stitch like actually has children in it. So it's a little bit easier to market to children with children in it. It just sucks that they changed Ohana means fucking nothing in the live action. That's crazy. That's awful. How could they do that? Nostalgia baiting is what I really have a problem with. I needed to hear it articulated. Yeah. Astartes? I'm not familiar with the name, sorry. They didn't need a team. One dude made it and he got the internet hyped. Oh, you mean Concerned 8 with Stardew Valley. Yeah. Hi, Breadbaskets. That outfit is amazing, wow. I know, I was really hoping it would make you guys lose control of your credit cards, but you've all been very well contained today, much to my chagrin. Gal Gadot is a bad person and bad at acting. And yes, exactly. We were talking earlier about like who gets famous, who gets to like be the popular person, and like what an excellent example of a talentless, terrible person being raised up in society. It should make you all feel better about where you are in your world. There are a series of Warhammer videos made by one person on the level of a whole CGI team. Cool. The power of autism, I'm imagining. That's not derogatory. I just mean they often get very concentrated and fixated and create high quality work. It's shoehorning a story that was big over a century ago into today's standards. It just feels out of date in my opinion. Yeah. Bearded Barbarian. Hello. V always bams my boozles. Expects leather and spikes, gets girl next door. Expects the girl next door, and we have 80s goth workout mashup, looking like a sleigh. We were talking yesterday a lot about our first... like cartoon crushes, and we were like Raven. Like Raven was such a first cartoon crush, and I was like, I feel like this is something that Raven would wear to like rot all day playing video games in her dark bedroom, and that's who I want to be today. And that's who I am. I'm Raven, just living her best fucking life. Ooh, Soldier says, V, I'm going speed dating for the first time tomorrow. Do you have any advice? My advice would be, don't try to find your person. Don't go in with any expectation that you're going to meet the one tomorrow or you're going to find someone tomorrow. I would really encourage you to go into the expectation of just getting to know everyone. Like, go in with the desire to get to know each individual person and then see how getting to know that each individual person makes you feel. I think going on speed dating is a good way to get to know yourself better and not necessarily to try to like find out if that person's right for you. This look also screams Kim Possible if she lets Shigo pick her outfit. Oh, I see. Yep. Yes, I definitely see that as well. Yeah. A bit off topic. The TV in the same room has Law and Order on, and I got caught off guard by young Pedro Pascal in this one scene. Yes! Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Luca. Bless you. Thank you for the gifted sub, my dear. I'm glad to know the outfit worked on you, at least. Oh, I see. That's good advice. Yeah. Soldier, Pasta's recommendation to you is don't be fake. If you vibe, you vibe. If you don't build something you don't build something that's what? Don't build something on something faked. Okay, there we go. Woo! I was mixing all those words up together. That happened to me watching Sopranos, and a baby Lin-Manuel Miranda showed up. Oh, Law and Order is incredibly great for that. Like so many of like the most famous actors that we've had in our lifetime started out with like little bit roles. Like in the first season of Law and Order, I'm pretty sure, there's an episode where Samuel L. Jackson is Philip Seymour Hoffman's lawyer, I think. And it's like, oh my god. It's Philip fucking Seymour Hoffman and Samuel motherfucking Jackson. And they're here, yay. Also had a surprise Jim Carrey show up in The Office. Oh, I mean, I feel like Jim Carrey was way more famous than The Office was, like, earlier, you know what I mean? He's a big old famous dude. That happened with me in Suits, and you see Meghan Markle, yeah. Every time I see you, I'm getting horny. Thank you, Queen. You're welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. I liked watching Firefly, and suddenly there's a baby Zac Efron. That one was hilarious. I also really miss Zac Efron's original teeth. I love that he had a beautiful little tooth gap. So sweet, so adorable. Also, focus on friendship and mutual interests first. The worst case scenario is that then you make a few friends, and the best case is that you have a good starting foundation. It's also very valuable that, like, you can meet somebody and they might not be the right person for you, but if you become friends with them, they could invite you along to their friend group, and maybe one of their friends is your person for you. I've had that happen to me. I got invited to like a trivia night at a bar, and I was like not interested in going out with any of the people who had invited me to the bar, but one of their friends ended up being one of my favorite fuck buddies for quite a few years. Pasta says, I've seen so many relationships ruined because they tried to be what that other person wanted. You can't fake a personality for years. I mean, even beyond faking your personality, I've run into this a few times. Don't fake what you really want from the relationship. I found myself really often when I was dating guys that I would be like, I know what I want my relationship to be like. But then the guy would look at me and say, well, I want the relationship to be like this instead. And I would go, okay, I guess I can tolerate this other style of relationship instead. And then that always ended up with me having a ton of resentment and just so much frustration. It's better just to disappoint them and be like, no, I don't tolerate that type of relationship. It's not right for me. You'll have to find somebody else. Yeah, my main view is to is to have fun and make friends. To make fun and have friends. Automod really hates the word fake. Yeah, it does. It's used like far too often as a sort of like lazy insult. I wouldn't want to be with someone who's pretending all the time. Eventually that would crack, yeah. Here! Oh, thank you for the 80 bits. Thank you. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're off kilter for paydays, I understand. When I went out with my friends to a bar a few months ago, one of them invited their cousin too, and I had a really fun time talking with the cousin, so yeah, just go, make your connections. I think we banned the word fake, which is also why it blocks the word fake. Yeah. I think we could be more lenient on that one. I feel like since Slicker stopped using it so much, it's like fallen out of favor. Or maybe it's just because the banning is working so well. Maybe we shouldn't unban it. Oh, God. Bearded Barbarian says, as a poly person, all of my partners came from sharing a genuine interest in something niche. My partner's wife introduced us because I quoted Canterbury Tales. Oh my gosh, so nerdy. A gamer friend of mine tried to be outgoing for a girl who loved traveling and going out. It went as expected to everyone watching. Well, I think there is something to be said about, like, pushing yourself to trying new things. I think it could have been equally possible that your, like, introverted gaming friend might have discovered that, like, oh, I actually really do like going out as well. And I wouldn't have realized that if I hadn't been encouraged in that direction by dating this person. I do love that as well, but you're right that there's a fine line between like faking it so you can be in a relationship and genuinely throwing your heart and soul into trying something new that you might enjoy. Yes, says Bearded Barbarian, there's a difference between growth versus trying to be something you're not. Yeah. But I also feel like you can learn to love things that you never thought you could. You definitely can. But it takes that, like, actually, I guess that what it comes down to is, do you want to change? Like, your gamer friend, did he want to become an outgoing person, or was he really happy just with his, like, quiet gaming life? And if you don't want to change, if you're happy with where you are, if you're happy with what you have, then you shouldn't change to make somebody else happy. But I also know, like, a number of people who would love to change, who would love to be like a more outgoing version of themselves, a more connected version of themselves. And having a partner can definitely help you get closer to that. Oh yeah. There's just a lot of pressure from everywhere, like pressure from family members, social pressure from friends, and then the like even larger macro pressure from society at large to like find a partner, settle down, get married, and start pumping out kids so that we can keep the economy going in this like infinite growth cycle. And it's difficult to balance that. On one hand, you all deserve to find a person who makes you feel like you belong. Absolutely. On the other hand, it shouldn't feel like an obligation so that you're accepted. Dark Dash, oh, you like the outfit? Boop Force Gemini says, my life is upside down right now since my own government hates me, my literal entire career path. But I've managed to find one of the most compatible people I've ever met. Life is weird. It's exactly that like, it feels like more often, certain things are just like crumbling into the fucking dust, like exploding and death and destruction, and it's the worst case scenario. It's awful. And then yet at the same time, there's like this beautiful upswing. There's this like in a completely different part of your life. You're like, and for whatever reason, this is going super duper well all of a sudden. Who the fuck would have thought? Who could have predicted this? Not I, said the person who is, to be honest, just reeling from the whiplash. Oof. You look astounding today, V. Alas, of course, you know it. Why is that an alas? I don't know if there's an alas in there. I don't think it's a sad thing that I know that I look good. I, like, put a lot of effort into looking good. I do, like, tons of, like, hundreds of hours of yoga a month. I'm cooking all my own food and eating super healthy. I hope that I would look good because I'm putting a lot of effort into feeling good. It would be very demotivating if I was just getting grosser and grosser the more I took care of myself. That would be bad. I'm happy that you found someone. Struggling while alone is the worst. The greatest gift that we can give ourselves is contentment with being by ourselves. I do it all the time. I've like decided that I'm gonna date myself this year, and so I've been putting a lot of effort into dating myself. I like take myself out to dinner by myself. I sit alone at the table in the restaurant, and I eat my food, and I get to people watch, and I just enjoy my own company. I've like been taking myself to movies by myself as well. Like I'm still hanging out with my friends. Like I go out and I party with my friends. I go to dinner with my friends. I go to movies with my friends as well. But in those moments where I catch myself thinking like, oh, I wish I had a boyfriend or a girlfriend to go to the movies with me, I remind myself, bitch, you can just go on your own. You can just go on your own. And it's wonderful. You notice a lot of other people who are there by themselves, and then all of a sudden you don't feel so fucking alone. You're there with other people. Hey V, hi Moody Party, how are you doing? V, it doth truly be a tragedy that you'st be aware of thine truest beauty. Yeah, exactly, right? What the fuck? You have a good sense of yourself. That sucks. Blech. No. Do you get a lot of guys approaching you when you go out by yourself? In Toronto, I mostly just have men very respectfully, very politely, just like making small talk. Like, how are you today? I'm well, thank you. How are you? I've been really, really lucky that I think I give off vibes that deter the creeps from creeping, which is wonderful, yeah. Like yesterday when I was at the dog park. Oh, thank you guys for the bits. Yesterday when I was at the dog park, oh my god, it was so sweet. There was another cockapoo. My dog's a cockapoo. There was another cockapoo who like ran over to us and just like immediately was like, we're best friends. Like this cockapoo ran over, he like laid down at my feet. He's like looking at me and wagging his tail. He's letting me pet him. He like rolled over and showed me his belly. I was like, oh my god, I just met you. What is happening? And then that cockapoo's owner was like a handsome man who's probably around my age as well, like in his 30s maybe. And we were like talking about like how sweet the dogs are, how wonderful they are, and to be honest, I assumed this is his dog with his partner, whether he has a boyfriend or a girlfriend at home. I kind of just assumed that like everybody's already in a relationship, so I don't try to like pursue anybody. And then I have a good feeling that a lot of other people look at me and they go, she probably has a boyfriend or she probably has a girlfriend, so like I'm not gonna pursue her either. And that's absolutely fine by me. I think that's wonderful. I think it creates this like really relaxed interaction that is super duper stress-free. Just have the conversation. Just enjoy each other's company. There's no pressure to be like, oh, I want to impress you because maybe there's something here. That fucking layer of social engagement is kind of exhausting. I go to eat lunch by myself all the time. I love it. I'm gonna go try to go more places that are outside, and dining out in the fresh air is so nice. It really is. I also feel like the servers appreciate it when you're there by yourself. That way, when the server comes over and they're like, hey, how are you doing? It's less of a like performance of their job, and it feels more genuine of like, actually, how are you doing today? What's good? Where's the pork chops? Right here, baby! I have friends in a loving relationship, but I love to go to movies and cinemas alone. Yeah! Oh no, so I have friends and I'm in a loving relationship, but I love to go to movies in the cinema alone. I got it. Yeah, I forgot a word in there with what you said. Such a lovely outfit. I know, baby, I know. I wore it just for you. What would it take for you to be interested in someone that did approach you when you go out? I think the truth is, I think I would have to see them more than once. I think the repetition of the conversation is what would make me feel like this person could be a part of my life if I like saw them and like spoke with them with regularity. I don't think it can be like, you met me once, can I have your number? I'd love to get to know you. It's it just automatically is like, oh, I just don't know you well enough to like invite you into my personal. Oh, base trade, what's good, Rifkin? I am looking respectfully. Oh god, I am here to disrespect your looks. That's right. Come here so I can smack ya. Are Americans as loud in cinemas as I see in videos? Pasta, Americans are not a monolith. That is something that is, we have to remove that from our conception of these people, that Americans are fiercely individual and they are not just like all one type. There are definitely some Americans who are like super polite, very kind, they're generous, we love them. And then there are other Americans who are obviously not like that, who are like loud and boorish and stupid, just like there are Canadians who are loud and boorish and stupid. It's crazy. We have like fuck Mark Carney people who like drive around with these big crazy trucks. Like, it's not just an American thing. They're not a monolith. They are their own individuals. Come on now. A very nice outfit today. I love it. I love that it matches all the things that I need in a good outfit. It's sexy, it's comfy, and it's eye-catching. I love it. I'll wear it again. Well, maybe not too soon though. I just gotta like spread out the outfits a little bit. I mess with my Canadian friends by calling them American because Canada is in North America. Yeah, we've had that happen in chat too, where they're like, you're American. And I'm like, what? I'm not American. And then they followed up with, well, you're from North America. And like, yeah, I guess so, but you would never call somebody from Mexico American. V says base trade. Do you know the difference between Pierre... Oh, I heard this, yes! Do you know the difference between Pierre Polivet and a toilet? A toilet has a seat! Yeah, I saw that as well. That old woman is so fucking funny, oh my god. I love it. Virida says, pedantic people are the best. Oh, I don't, what was that in... What was that in response to? The issue is that the loud minority you witness in videos and TikToks is that they're loud, yeah. Blessing us with the V-vig. The V-cleavage today. What a goddess. Oh yeah, my tits are popping. I love them. Love, love, love them. I was especially happy that, like, I've, like, lost weight this year because I've been eating healthier and exercising more. And unfortunately, part of losing weight is, like, sometimes you lose your titties. But they stayed. Yay, the titties stayed. It's great. It seems like a rave girl outfit. Yes, I could definitely wear this at a rave for sure. Yeah. I actually laughed out loud hearing her say it. I did too. I was not expecting that. It's very, very funny. It's a good joke. What happened to wearing the pantyhose and the tights? Oh, dude, it's like 23 degrees outside. It's way too hot to wear fucking tights today. Yeah. The tights were mostly on a, like, what temperature is it basis. If it was, like, cold outside, which in Canada, that's pretty often is pretty cold outside, I would definitely wear tights. But then there's other days where it's like, no. And you know what's so funny? This is just like a mesh top, but I put it on and I was surprised at how well it retains heat. I was not expecting to put on this long sleeve mesh top and be like, oh, this is kind of warm actually. I feel like I want to ban you for saying that you're mad or you're sad about me not wearing tights because you loved the sheen. I feel like I don't really like that comment. It feels kind of rude to me that you would look at my beautiful legs and you would go, I liked it better when you covered it up. It's just like that. I don't need to tolerate your sort of nagging. It's kind of nagging, right? I liked it better when you did something else. Okay, well then you can go fuck yourselves because I don't like you at all. 10 out of 10 outfit. Thank you, base trade. That's kind of what I'm hoping for more. I also just think I have very little patience for people who don't know how to appreciate what's right in front of them. That's probably it, right? Like, exactly. Enjoy what you have in the moment. Don't start bullying people. Don't start being negative about what you had in the past. It's gross. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't have any patience for it. I wasn't sure if the tights were a comfort thing or like a stream content safety thing. It was a stream content safety thing, but then they changed the TOS to say that wearing nude tights is the same as basically having the bare skin. So I was like, oh, okay, well, if you're gonna count wearing nude tights as the same thing as showing the skin, then I might as well just show the skin, since you're gonna fault me for it either way. Yeah. Also, first two comments just straight into the negging. Yeah. It shows just like a real lack of social graces. Yeah. Are your ankles cold with the sleeve things? Oh, this is because I started putting on this outfit and immediately was like, I'm kind of dressed like one of the ninjas from one of the shinobi from Naruto. And then these types of like the Naruto style shoes really, really match the like little, don't they look like the Naruto shoes without a sole? Yeah, they do. You're welcome. Oh, welcome back, Xphone. Thank you for the sub. I'm so very glad to see your name again in chat. Thank you. 17 months in a row, that is the type of consistency that makes my pussy quiver. Thank you. Yeah, they look like their shoes. Yeah, thank you, Ritus. That was my thought instantly. Yes, thank you for getting it. You're a genius. I bought toe rings from Temu and they didn't fit. Well, I mean, I feel like there's your first problem. If you're gonna buy stuff off Temu, you have to be doing it with the knowledge that it's not going to be good quality. Yeah. These shoes are only supposed to be allowed for Kung Fu masters. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ninjas don't do Kung Fu. Do they? Well, now I don't even know. And also, that can't possibly... All the children in Naruto are wearing those shoes as well. Come on now. We can't start gatekeeping sexy shoes. Sexy TOEFL shoes. I just love that the animated, that the mangaka of Naruto's like, I just like feet. That's why everyone has their feet out. Like, yeah, dude, you fucking do you. I love it. That's great. Live your best life. I had to Google this. Apparently ninja do ninjutsu. That sounds right. Yeah, they talk a lot about ninjutsu. Yeah. I have watched 750 episodes of these shoes. I have no excuse in not recognizing them. I love Naruto. The music. If you go watch my Instagram story, I picked the music from Naruto to really hammer home the fucking reference. It makes me so happy. Wait, so we're saying that Quentin Tarantino is going to be directing the live-action Naruto movie? It's the best we could hope for. I also think Quentin Tarantino would do an amazing job of directing a live-action Naruto movie because he gets the violence. He's like right in there with the fucking violence as well. Yeah. They also do taijutsu in Naruto, if I remember correctly. There's a bunch of different types. Like, the ninjutsu is the actual physical hand-to-hand combat. And, no, wait, maybe that's the taijutsu, is the hand-to-hand combat. And then the ninjutsu is the, like, magic that they do with all their fucking powers. Yeah. Well, I don't think anyone in Naruto is screaming the N-word, so Quentin Tarantino might have to edit himself down a little bit. Yeah, and then the genjutsu is, like, the mind-gamey shit. Like, hypnotism and, like, the, like, psychological warfare. So many cool types. So many cool types. I love it that they're basically just wizards. They're just wizards. It's just magic. It's all fucking magic. It's a fantasy anime about wizards with, like, a thin veneer of ninja over top. Genjutsu is specifically illusions and psyop stuff. Yeah. Evie be putting me in a genjutsu every time she wears an outfit like this on stream. That's fucking right, guys. Absolutely. I'm gonna just curl up inside your minds and take over, and you won't even realize that you're living in my illusion. You'll just have an overall sense of happiness. You're welcome. Ninjutsu is Japanese-based fighting, while Kung Fu is definitely Chinese. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. We've all seen Kung Fu Hustle. Haven't we? Bro, she's literally stealing my chakra. Yeah, and your credit card information. Say Rasengan one more time, motherfucker. My biggest criticism of Naruto is that in the first few episodes, They said that Sakura was a Genjutsu type shinobi, and then they did nothing with it. Oh, I mean, that's the greatest fault of Naruto, is that Sakura did nothing. She did nothing. Absolutely nothing. The entire time. Remember that one time we thought she was good? Oh, but she didn't. Nope. And then she was nothing. Yep. Okay, I'm going to take one more very quick little break. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah. I'm going to go roll around in your credit card information. I'm back. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, the community is nice. Always good conversations here. Absolutely. I pride myself on it. To be able to, like, I don't know, just shoot the shit with whoever wants to get a word in edgewise. If you can, so proud of you. Wow, look at you go. It's usually just me rambling. Yeah. I love a good ramble. Just get all your thoughts and feelings out, guys. Yeah. Yes, and the moderators have sacrificed their sanity, I would say, for keeping the community sort of in line. There's a big old stack of bans that you don't get to know because the moderators have protected us from them. Hey, wait, that implies that we started out sane. Oh, it's a good point. Yeah, yeah, you can't lose something you never had. Yeah. I've known about you for years. This is my first time actually tuning in, though. Yeah, that happens. Yeah. I got a real bad reputation. Absolutely. Don't you box me? I'll box you every day. Yeah, it's good community because the mods are good at their jobs. Yes. The mods. The ban harvest is always good. Always a good, fresh harvest of bans, yeah. I've somehow become more sane, at least I think. I think there has to be something in, like, the righteous use of power. Of being like, we're gonna ban people who are being rude. We're gonna ban people who are being inappropriate. And in the real world, we can't. Like, we can't, like, walk into a bar and be like, oh, this person's being rude or this person's being inappropriate. Get them out of here. It's not within our power to do that. So it does feel really, really good to have our own space where we can be like, this is our bar. This is our club. This is our community. We are going to be selective about who we encourage to stay and who we kick the fuck out. A burp. Hello, Via. Hope you and chat are having a wonderful Tuesday. Oh, Fuzzy Bastard. I was gonna say, it's been wonderful. We've had lots of resubs today. Had a couple of gifted subs, which are deeply appreciated, always loved. And we've had so many resubscriptions, just like so many individuals coming back for more months of fun and more months of conversation. It makes me feel really, really happy to see those big numbers. Like the numbers of the months that you've been subscribing. Thank you, Fuzzy Bastard. I love my bastards fuzzy and smooth. Anubit says, that makes sense, yeah. And then we banned this guy who was like, ban me, show me the power. With pleasure. Yeah, love it. Love it. Less than pound. Less than pound. Hold on. Me in this outfit and you would do anything less than pound? I don't fucking think so. Yeah. Silly Fuzzy. Stupid baby. I'll do it every time. Just don't regret it in the unban requests. Yeah, that's the thing. Where people are like, I wanted you to ban me. And then they go into the unban request and they're like, no, why did you do that to me? It was just a joke, bro. Like, so what you actually wanted was for us to read your mind. Doing greater than pound. Exactly. Exactly. Much greater than pound. What's the emoticon for the mating press? I wouldn't even dare to try anything with how good you look. I'll get you. I'll get you with a look. Yeah, all of our actions have consequences. Like me putting on this outfit, the consequence is that your penis is very hard and your balls are completely drained. And I'm willing to accept that consequence. I will take it with all the dignity and grace that I could possibly muster. Well, don't look at me, I would crumble. Oh, you think you're not already crumbs? That's cute. That's cute. You keep believing. They wanted you to turn them into a Vietnamese sandwich, a banh mi. Oh my god, I love banh mi. Oh my god, so good. But what I hate is that no matter where I get them from in Toronto, it's always just like cilantro, cilantro, cilantro. and I have that genetic predisposition that cilantro just tastes like soap to me. Which sucks, because I know that for a lot of people, they're like, cilantro is so good, it sucks that you don't like it. And I'm like, it's not that I don't like it, it's that I am genetically incompatible with eating it. The streams have been awesome and keeping my mind off all the smokiness out here in the prairies. Oh, Daddy Canada, we're getting it in Toronto too. We're getting it in Toronto too, where they're like warning us about the air quality. And apparently somebody was like posting online last night that they thought that the moon was like turning red because of the smoke. Yeah, Canada has like record-breaking fires going on right now, which is par for the course for the climate change, killing all of us slowly. Real slow, like. Yeah. Doesn't Hinata wear fishnets? Yeah, tons of the characters in Naruto wear fishnets. Men and women alike. Yeah, a lot of them do. And that's the same thing with how I feel about mayo. I'm also genetically not able to eat it. Mayonnaise? You can't have mayonnaise? What is it in the mayonnaise that you can't have? I like saw somebody posting yesterday that they can't have fructose. And so there's like tons of foods that they can't have. And I mean, there's allergies and intolerances for everything, but like fructose would be a really bad one. Fructose is in everything. Will I catch some fish if I wear fishnets? Honestly, the only thing I'm catching in this fishnet outfit is a bunch of common strays. No, stop that. Did you know that the more cilantro you eat, the less it will taste like soap? You'll like build up an immunity to it? No. No. Oh no. I mean, like, I'm not saying that you're wrong. That sounds like it could be correct, but also like, oh, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it to like suffer through? I don't know. Your hair looks amazing. The style looks so hard to recreate. It's not. It's a clip-in ponytail. My hair's in a bun underneath here. It just takes practice. Anyone can do it. I know for sure that Hinata, Naruto, Shikamaru, and Anko are the ones that I remember who wear fishnets for sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One viewer to another, thank you. Yes, this song does slap. It feels like I should be like wearing a red bandana and flexing towards the camera. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One viewer to another. Thank you. I could still eat it, I just don't like the taste of it. Oh, you don't like the taste of mayonnaise. Okay. It's not like incongruent with your body. I get you. I have a hard stance against acquiring a taste for things. Tigger! Tigger, what the fuck? If I didn't know you weren't white, I'd be like, that's some white fucking nonsense. That's terrible. Come on, it's wonderful to try new foods. When I was little, I didn't like seafood. Like an idiot. Like an absolute frickin' Goomba. Now I love seafood so much. Now I freaked out my ex-boyfriend by ordering a codfish roll for breakfast from Nova Era Bakery. He's like, no, oh my god, no, you can't have a codfish roll for breakfast. I'm like, watch me. I'm Portuguese, let me eat my fish. At my cousin's lake, she took a photo of the fire from across the lake and it looks terrifying. Oh shit. Oh yeah, like of the fires. Fuck. Yeah. I am so getting banned on Discord. What did you do on my Discord? No, I try new things all the time. Okay, good. Yes, Tigger. Yes, I knew it. I sensed it in your vibes that you're the guy who goes, okay. White Nonsense is paying $7 for a bitter coffee, putting enough crap in it to make it drinkable, and then repeating the process until you start to appreciate it. This is why I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I have taken sips of coffee. I have like partaken in the tasting of coffee, but I have never once in my 35 years of life had a cup of coffee and drank its entirety. It's just not for me. I don't like it. Yeah. I'm on a seafood diet, says Righteous Authority. I seafood and I eat it. Garfield. It's a Garfield joke. How dare you steal Garfield's words, you monster. You monster. Don't worry, Garfield, I'll avenge you. You go ahead. Oh, you just. Oh, because he posted that in the Discord. Ban him out of the Discord. He could beg to get back in. It's his first day. We don't owe him anything. Oh no, ditto. Ditto with the coffee. Long John Silver's, but don't eat there. This is the thing. Humans are pretty resilient when it comes to certain types of food poisoning, but there is something about like fish that is it's a league above food poisoning. You know, you don't fuck around with fish. Righteous Authority. I don't know Garfield like that. Oh, you're missing out. Garfield's a fucking treat. Garfield's a treasure. It's Wesley. Hello, Wesley. V, it's my birthday. Oh, I'll sing to you. What day is today? It's Wesley's birthday. What a day for a birthday. Let's all have some cake. That's the song. That's the copyright safe song. Turtle Turtle says Garfield is daddy. Do you know what I loved? I loved Garfield Without Garfield, where they took all the Garfield comic strips, but they removed Garfield's dialogue because Garfield, first of all, doesn't talk at all. All of his quote-unquote dialogue is just his thought bubbles. But for whatever reason, John can read his thoughts. So these cartoons, it's just like Garfield literally just sitting there. Yeah, the schizo John is daddy. And then John just like having these big intense reactions to his cat just like sitting there barely even moving or doing anything. Those were very, very funny for a long time. And then they hit a certain point and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I feel really bad for John. Oh. Uh-oh. You are the cake today, slay. Oh yeah. Everybody wants me for their birthday cake. Yes, low quality seafood is truly awful. I think that has to be the reason why so many people dislike seafood in general, because they've never had good quality seafood. Oh, you know what? I hadn't really thought about that. But there's like a huge, like with hamburgers, you can dress up low quality beef with excellent ingredients and accoutrement and like a nice bun. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, a lot of it kind of is the bun and burgers. And then lots of other meals, there's different types of, I don't know, techniques to sort of like dress up the food. But with seafood, with fish, oh yeah. With seafood, with fish, it's not so easy to dress up the low quality shit. Yes, Schizo John is so funny. You've said Garfield so many times in a minute. I like it. I like the word Garfield. I like it. Oh, Dead Bundy, so polite. Wishing happy birthdays to all the people. I've had some shit tasting fried fish, so I think it's a big reason why I don't like fried fish. Otherwise, give me fish. Oh, yes. Like a good fish and chips is heavenly, like crispy and delicious. But a bad fish and chips will turn you off of the meal for like months at a time, years even, and with good cause. Yeah. Okay, my dears, you guys, I have wonderful, wonderful news. I'm going tomorrow to get my headshots done so that I can apply to agencies for representation in Toronto. This is a very exciting, big step towards my dreams coming true. So wish me luck for tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be back on Thursday for more fun and shenanigans after we do our headshot photo shoot tomorrow, because it's like right in the middle of the day, and I'm mercifully able to do my own hair and makeup for it, so I don't have to pay like a makeup artist like a few $100s to do that for me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. My favorite part about this is that the photographer asked me, do you want to do the headshot photo shoot inside or outside? And I was like, as much as it's really nice and beautiful to go outside to do these photos, I think just picking inside is going to sort of relax my anxiety about what if the weather's bad, what if it rains, what if it's cloudy. And so we picked inside, and I was like, I wonder where her studio is. I wonder if it's going to be far away. I wonder if I'm going to be able to like take public transit there, if I'm going to have to get an Uber. And she sent me the information, and the studio where I'm getting my headshots done is in the same building that I did my acting classes in for on-film acting. I was like, oh my god, what are the chances? There's millions of buildings all over the place in Toronto. What are the chances? What are the chances? So I know where I'm going, and it's not too far away. Nope. I know where I'm going. It's not too far away. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Yeah, full circle moment. It's a good sign. It also just creates this like incredible relaxation that I'm like, I know that building. I know how to get there. Oh, sorry, baby ran right into my elbow. I don't have to worry about like, what if I can't get into the building? What if I get lost? Like, nope, I know exactly where it is. I was going there for like every week for the last little while. Yes. Okay, go have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you on Thursday.